I have literally been waiting for this, for right now, my entire life.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend you.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I kiss you on the mouth.
No, I'm not cool with that. Just, I'm sorry.
One more time.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I mean, I'm dealing with degenerate animals.
I'm disappointed in every one of you. Disappointed in every one of you.
All right, come on.
Honestly, I can't do it, man.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
Then let me tell you why.
It's gonna be all right, Nicky. Go ahead, shoot.
You just killed a little fucking man.
What are you going to do about it?
You're heavy because you got nothing. You don't got a thing. You're heavy because you got nothing.
Lobito!
You got nothing.
I want to get out. I want to get out of this rat hole. I want to get online. I need
BDA boxing.
Well, welcome everybody to the Boxing Podcast, broadcasting to you live from the True North. There's a good friend, Mr. BDA, and I'm glad. That's right, I'm glad everybody could be on board for this one. Fellas, in this episode, we got a very special one for you, as we're going to be previewing the fights that are going to be taking place this Saturday. We got a lot of action taking place on Saturday via the Zone, but we also have a lot of occurrences going on right now. We're talking about big events, not necessarily big good fights, but we're talking about big events. We're talking about the changing of the guard in boxing, or potential change of the guard. So there's a lot going on. We're going to delve into all of that, plus more. Eddie Hearn versus Max Kellerman, potential UFC fighters mutiny taking place. Again, we're going to cover all of that plus more, and we're going to try to arrange the phone lines in about an hour or so, depending on how things go, all right? We're going to let you know in advance. But the most important, we got to get the business out of the way first, guys. You know the drill. Before we get down to the fun, if you want to donate a couple of shekels our way, you're certainly welcome to do so with the Super Chat feature. It's always better to join the membership program. That way you get more bang for your buck. You can also donate via the Buy Me a Coffee app or our Patreon page. But the most important thing is you continue to like, you subscribe, and you spread that BDA gospel. All right? Shout out to all of you fellas. Thank you for joining us. Let's give a big shout out to everybody in the chat. I'm talking about Fluke Duke, Quick Sloth, Fight Sports Talk, Warp Speed, King Bucho, keeping an eye on things, Windy City, Mario Ponce, Team Batman Boxing, Jaime Raiden, and many more people to come, I'm sure, fellas. Thank you for joining us. Really appreciate it. Let me invite people over here so we can start really delving into this. Like I said, there's a lot going on here, and I want to tell the people out there a couple of things. Number one, shout out to everybody who donated via the Super Chat and any other way for your support. I am using finally here the Roadcaster Duo. There was a bit of a delay in getting it operational because the first one we got was defective, so we had to send it back. And then I was thinking, well, do I buy one from the same seller while the return is on its way? And I mean, it's just, I didn't know what to do, but finally we decided to do it. And we got the Roadcaster Duo here, and we're back.
All right, let's do it.
There you go. See, it's got a soundboard. We're back with the soundboard. And
shut the fuck up, pussy.
Hey, wait a minute. And that wasn't me, by the way. That was Bucho. But the other thing that I wanted to say was that, so yes, thanks to everybody who contributed, and even those of you who didn't contribute financially, even your support by watching. That's support enough. Hitting the like, subscribing, and spreading the BDA gospel so we get more revenue. So it all goes to... what's the word I'm looking for here? These are all investments that go into the infrastructure of BDA Boxing. We might even resurrect the AI now that Food TV is using the Manson bot, although that can go awry in several ways. But nevertheless, shout out to everybody. I also want to give a special thanks to, because I usually don't check Twitter that much. I'm under 15 minutes and then I got to get out of there. It's like being underwater. But thanks to everybody who retweets our announcements whenever we go live. Artorius Boxing, very active on Twitter there. So shout out to Artorius Boxing, our liaison in Argentina. And speaking of Artorius Boxing, he's the one that does a lot of those punch counts. You know, where he reviews a fight, he counts every single punch. And now that we got Pacquiao Mayweather 2 coming up, I think he's legendary for doing the first one, the Pacquiao Mayweather 1 punch count. And he showed that it was a very different fight than what some would lead you to believe. So that's all I'm going to say. Just check it out by yourselves. Artorius Boxing. Shout out to him and everybody else who retweets us and helps us out on Twitter. Butcher, you probably know. Do you know who the names are? I know HH, Haymanites, Jimmy, even though he's not on the show right now. And there's other people too. Frank Bay, shout out to Frank Bay. Speaking of people from this community, Frank Bay was live yesterday, so everybody should go check out his stream. And no, we were not on yesterday. We weren't there live. And I know some people could probably have confused themselves or gotten confused that they thought we were live. It wasn't us. It was Fu. Isn't that ironic? Fu's always talking about how the Sheik is stealing his ideas. I'm going to go ahead and say that he was paying tribute to us and not necessarily stealing everything. Well, look at this. I don't know how he does it, by the way. I am amazed by his technical skills, his technical wizardry. Look at that. Fu DA. Fu DA. And I don't know how he did. I guess he took the overlay, like he took a video of it and then he chroma keyed the chat away. I don't know how he did. Look at that. Some people were actually confused. They're like, wait, is this BDA or what's going on? Oh, it was Fudier. And then he's got De La Hoya floating in the background. Look at this. Fu. We gotta get him to. We gotta call in some favors from Fu if with his technical wizardry, if he can do some stuff for us there. But shout out to Fu Sports Live, the real Fu Sports TV, for doing that one right there. Let me see. Let me share the screen here with you, Bucho, because I don't think you can see anything that I'm seeing. By the way, how am I coming across here? People in the chat and Bucho, am I coming across clear, fine. Crisp? All right.
Perfect.
That is the power of the Roadcaster duo.
Crispy punches.
Crispy punches, yeah. This is the full operational capacity of the Roadcaster duo. Let me tell you something.
All right, let's do it.
That's right, yes.
That's right.
Yes, see? We got the soundboard, we got the faders, nice clean processing, audio processing going on, everything you could ask for in a nice little unit. Dare I say, a hot little unit. I know you don't like it when I call it that, Butcher, but it is what it is, a hot little unit, a hot little piece of software. All right, listen, let's get down to brass tacks here. We got a lot to talk about. Windy City in the chat said, you guys should focus on Nunez versus Navarrete first, and I agree in theory and in spirit. We should be focusing on that fight first. But again, people want to know because it's a big story. Mayweather versus Pacquiao 2 has been announced, and it is set for September the 19th on Netflix. Over 11 years after their first legendary meeting, and I say legendary for a myriad of reasons. One, because it broke pay-per-view records, but also because it was one of the most uneventful fights, if you want to even call it a fight, boxing bouts ever. And so they're going to be fighting September the 19th. It's going to be aired on Netflix. So Netflix really dipping their toes now in these big events. And it's going to be taking place at the Sphere, which some people have already started to question because apparently that place isn't doing too well financially. They invest a lot of money into it, and it's not as impressive as some people would lead you to believe. Nevertheless, it's taking place September the 19th. And I think Pacquiao is going to be fighting Prodovnikov in a tune-up or exhibition bout. Ditto for Mayweather, who allegedly will be boxing Mike Tyson in an exhibition bout. So what a way to get the rust off for both guys. And Butcher, what do you think about this? Are you at all excited or looking forward to this at all? Or what's your take on this?
I'm not. I'm going to watch it, obviously. But like you said, like you mentioned, the first fight was boring as hell. What are the chances that this fight's boring as hell again? The chances are very high. They're older now.
Right.
Even older, because before they were past their prime. Remember when they fought? Now, what are they now then? If they were past their prime 11 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Also, who's going to be the referee? Are they going to bring back Kenny Bayless?
Oh,
I think they will. Maybe they'll bring back some of these old judges. But yeah, things are gonna be against Pacquiao again. What does that tell you about Floyd though? Is he like, why is he still fighting? Some people are gonna say, well, it's smart because he's gonna make some money. But I mean, were people saying that Duran was smart when he was in his 50s fighting Camacho? No, they were saying this guy is, he needs money. But when it comes to Floyd, his fans are in denial, right?
Well, a lot of his fans, as far as I know,
if he wasn't broke, he wouldn't be taking this fight. By the way,
a lot of his fans, based on what I've seen on Twitter, whenever somebody brings up the fact that he's in financial straits, that he's not broke per se, but yet right now, but he's not doing well financially. And whenever people bring that up, the sycophants, the Floyd sycophants, the whatchamacallit, the minions, come out and they well, he ain't broke, or how much money you got? It's like, the classic whataboutism. It's like, is it so hard to admit that the guy was financially irresponsible? I mean, it doesn't take a genius to figure that out. I mean, listen, I'll show you this though. But before I show you that though, Butcher, do you think this is going to do well in terms of ratings, at least in ratings over at Netflix?
Yeah, it's going to do well. Is it going to do better than Tyson, Jake Paul? No.
Oh, you don't think so?
No. No, Jake Paul is, these guys are from the past as well now at this point, if you think about it.
Right.
Jake Paul is way more popular than Pacquiao and Mayweather, probably. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's more popular than these guys because he has a large following of young people. Mayweather and Pacquiao don't have that.
Right. Well, I mean, people are having a hard time believing. Some people are having a hard time believing that Mayweather is hard up for a little cash injection. But it's not that surprising when you think about the strip clubs that he bought, the entourage of women that he carried around with him. Apparently, the rumor was that he would buy a pair of shoes, a new pair of shoes for every single day. So he would wear one pair and then afterwards discard it and buy another one. That was a rumor. So, and then you see him doing stuff like this, which now in retrospect seems kind of sad, and also lets you know exactly what might have been going on with his finances.
I think he can lose his fight. Pacquiao, when did he fight Barrios? Last year, right?
Yes.
That was it wasn't a tune-up fight. It wasn't an exhibition fight. It was a real fight. Meanwhile, Mayweather, what has he been doing? Fighting, was it with John Gotti the third or something?
Mm-hmm. Right.
He hasn't been fighting at the same level. I think he's taking this fight because, again, he needs money, and if it wasn't for his money issues, he wouldn't be taking this fight because this is a real risk. This is a real risk. I think, we know Floyd Mayweather always calculates the risk level. If it's too risky, he won't take a fight. But for this fight, I think he has no choice, so he's taking it.
Well, on Boxing Scene, there's an article by Eric Raskin, former Ring Magazine writer, and amongst other publications. But he wrote an article about, could Mayweather versus Crawford be the biggest fight in boxing? And he's sort of saying it in a what's the word I'm looking for here? Not an ironic way or a comical way, but he's not being. He's suggesting that, isn't it interesting? He was trying to point out the fact that Mayweather, who was one of the faces of boxing, him and Pacquiao, and who flaunted his money, and a lot of people assume, well, he's never going to come back because he doesn't need the money. Look at all the money he's got. Even though Jimmy continuously pointed out that even though Mayweather got paid $100 million for the Pacquiao fight, apparently he owed about half of that, I think, to taxes. So, a big chunk of it he owed it to taxes. So when people always talked about his big paydays, a lot of those he had to pay back taxes on that. So irresponsible with the money. But wouldn't it be interesting though? Again, it's kind of sad, like Eric Raskin said. It is kind of sad that this dude. Because say what you want about Mayweather, and he probably did it to himself with mismanaging his money, but it is kind of sad to see a guy, because it happens all the time in boxing. The guy earned every penny he made. I mean, he worked his way up to the amateur ranks. He was in the gym. He sparred the rounds. He did the runs on the heavy bag. He did the push-ups. He suffered. And then for him to piss away, as far as we know, all his money away It is kind of sad at 49 years old having to return to the one thing. He didn't want to do this, by the way, because he stayed retired for 10 years. And I mean, I know he was fighting exhibitions, but those aren't real fights. So it is kind of sad for him to see him return to this level. But I mean, again, it's not like he's living in a dumpster or anything or starving. So you can't feel too bad for him, especially like I said, since a lot of this has to do with his own doing. But hey, by the way, let me play this video here, because people say, "Oh my God, how could he have blown all that money?" Well, hold on a second. There we go. Look at him. It's him at a basketball game. He pulls out a stack of money from a bag that he has and just starts randomly counting the money for people that can't see it. Look at that.
What the fuck?
Just casually. He's dressed like a nerd, like, oh, I'm so smart. See, a lot of people, a lot of misconceptions about surrounding Floyd Mayweather. When people keep saying, oh, people pay to see him lose. Again, I never saw that. Like, Butcher, you and I, we took friends to that boxing bar back in the day to watch Mayweather fights. And nobody ever said, hey, I want to watch him lose. Nobody even articulated or even suggested that notion. People just wanted to go because it was a big event. And boxing fans, of course, whether be they American, Mexican, Chinese, Filipino, they all went to see it because it was a big fight. Like I'm not nothing against Pacquiao. I went to see him all the time. So it's either because you want to see him win or because you want to see him lose. It makes no sense because it's a big event. So this whole notion that Mayweather made a killing at the bank because he was playing the bad guy never really bought that. And also the other misconception is that he was this business genius. People actually said that he's a business genius. Like he's just got one of the best minds because he orchestrated. And then people actually believed it when he said that he came up with the 24/7 concept, the behind the scenes thing. And I'm thinking, man, there's just people are very gullible. Shout out to
shout out.
Yeah, real quick. Shout out to Chet Collins for his contribution via the super chat. Shout out to the Chester. And Chet Collins says, Floyd has proven himself to be the biggest liar in boxing. Hope Pac-Man starches. I mean, there's plenty of big liars out there in boxing. I don't think he's the biggest one. Well, maybe because he's one of the most famous ones. He gets a lot of attention. So you might be right there, Chet. You might be right. And I don't know if Pacquiao, I mean, I got real quick.
I hate Mayweather so much. I want to see him lose. I'm going to pay $75 for a pay-per-view. I'm going to buy Robert Guerrero against Mayweather, right? Mm-hmm. Right, because I hate him so much. I hope Robert Guerrero beats him. You know what I mean? Like, seriously.
Yeah, I mean, it's people just don't really think.
Come on, man.
Now, that's the other thing, though. But shout out to Chad Collins for that contribution. And he says, I hope Pac-Man starches him. Like Butcher was saying, at least Pacquiao came back against Barrios. And look, we already know now that Barrios, if you didn't know it after the Pacquiao fight, you should know it now after the Garcia one, that he's a very limited fighter. But at least Pacquiao was in there against a top 10 guy. The last time I saw Mayweather fight, and I know he's had other fights since, but the last time I saw him, he was in a wrestling match against Logan Paul. And it was a draw, right? If memory serves me correct. So I don't know if that's preparation to fight Pacquiao. And even in the first one, he got away because he moved excessively, pot-shotted, that was his whole game, and clinched a lot. So something tells me this might be another clinch-a-thon. Hopefully not. We've got, who is that? Is that, that's Frank. Frank A.
Yes.
What's up, Frank? Good to have you on board.
Yo, what up, Mr. BDA? Were you apologizing? Are you a Floyd Mayweather apologist now?
For what? Why did I say what?
Just I was tuning in, and I had to jump in because I'm hearing BDA say, "Oh, you kind of feel sorry for the guy."
First of all, stop doing the sliders where you go. I was just listening for the last 5 minutes. So what do we talk about? Like, you got to make it all about him. No, but I was saying, it's not that I feel bad necessarily, but that you got to feel a little sad about the whole situation of boxing, how things never change. And again, I'm not saying that it's not his fault. I'm not excusing his behavior or saying that it's somebody else did it. I mean, what I'm saying, it's sad to see how these boxers continually flush their money away, just mismanage it, because they do work. I mean, say what you want about Mayweather, like I was saying, he did work hard in the gym. He was probably doing other types of stuff, with the IV bags and all that. But when he was an amateur, he was doing the push-ups, doing the rounds, sparring and all that, and he got to where he was because he worked hard at it. And now he's got to come back at 50 years old to continually fight as a professional. I mean, you got to feel a little bad for the guy, a little bit.
Frank Bay, not at all. Not one. That's right. Not at all. Sorry, Mr. BDA. I'm not going to be a bleeding heart on this one. The guy constantly bragged about robbing the bank. He talked about a green print, or that it was like robbing the fans. So no sympathy for me. In fact, I'm not gonna. I'm not a. What do they call it when you watch somebody's? You bet. What do they say? Pocket watching.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a pocket watcher. If the guy's bro, who cares? But as far as the sport of boxing, this is absolutely meaningless. It has no meaning whatsoever for me, and I don't know how you guys feel as far as purely the sport goes.
Yeah, I'm not terribly interested in either, but of course it's on Netflix, so it's not pay-per-view. So you all know that on September we're probably, unless there's something else going on, we're probably going to watch it. But yeah, I'm not exactly jumping in anticipation for it now. But the question is, will it do well?
Yeah, it should do it really well.
Well, there you go. That's all they care about. That's all the organizers and Pacquiao and all these people.
Now,
yes.
Think about it though. This is probably what Netflix saw as acceptable. A fight that they saw as acceptable for two guys who are over the age of 45, right? So they said, okay, we'll have a fight. We'll have your fight here, but it has to be you against Pacquiao. They told Mayweather. You can't fight John Gotti the fourth time or something, or you can't fight some Logan Paul. You gotta, it has to be a real. And this is a real fight, right? From what I understand, it's not an exhibition.
Yeah.
So I don't think Mayweather wanted this fight. This is pure speculation. I don't know, but my gut feeling is that this guy didn't want this fight, but he's so desperate for a big payday that he's gonna have to risk his O. So you know what? He might be even more defensive than the first time.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's probably going to be
in survival mode. I mean, remember, this is a guy who said that he had nightmares of losing his zero, of having a one defeat of his record. He's obsessed with that. So, yeah, you think he's gonna come out guns blazing and shit? No, hell no.
No, I mean he's coming back, like you said, for a reason, and that's interesting because Netflix. I mean, they're airing Tyson Fury versus Makhmudov. So evidently the bar isn't that high, but you got to wonder what they've got cooking up. They're cooking up a little scheme here. Mr. BDA can see it. I know a scheme when I see one, and these guys are up to something. Now, whether they're going to be associated very much with TKO Zuffa or Zuffa TKO remains to be seen. If they get the Zuffa TKO along with the Sheik, his checkbook, oh boy, Netflix could be dangerous for some of these other promoters and networks out there when it comes to boxing, but we shall see. So yeah, it's taking place at the Sphere in Las Vegas, a place that looks about as satanic as it gets. But it will be taking place at the Giant Eyeball. And again, for people that think, or who are doubtful and who, just look at this and go, nah, Mayweather can't be broke or near broke. It's impossible. This is a breakdown of the Business Insider article that came out about a month ago. And just a couple of points here. Floyd Mayweather, despite his undefeated boxing record and claims of financial security, has taken out millions in mortgages and faced lawsuits for unpaid debts, including for luxury items and services. Well, in that Business Insider article, they talked about unpaid jet fees and all that. Mayweather has sold his private jet and mansions in Beverly Hills and Miami, assets previously cited as symbols of his wealth. A significant portion of Mayweather's post-boxing financial activities involves borrowing against his real estate portfolio, including a $54 million loan from billionaire specialty lender Don Henke. Don Henke, what type of name is that? Don Henke Panky. And there's a lot of points here, but finally, Mayweather's business dealings have involved Jonah Rechnitz, a figure with a criminal past who has been implicated in several lawsuits against Mayweather, including accusations of fraud and misrepresentation. So that's just scratching the surface. Everybody should go check out that Business Insider article if they're interested in this. But nevertheless, I certainly am not. I want to move away from this as quickly as possible. So anything else we got to say about this mega fight?
Fuck it. We'll have more to say later on, I guess.
What's that?
It's just this is a Hollywood stars fight. I wouldn't say it's a mega fight. Like kind of like a crossover, celebrity boxing match. I mean, that's what these guys are, right? They're celebrities now, so it's a celebrity death match.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's kind of like a celebrity death match. You're right. It's a novelty bout, and look, most of us are gonna watch it, but we're not exactly gonna be waiting for it and with the same anticipation we awaited other big fights. So,
and you talked about the Sphere just real quick. Have you seen the prices at the Sphere? It's like $100 for hors d'oeuvres, and people have been. It's crazy.
Smokes! No, that's insane.
Yeah, that's Sphere. Oh yeah, it's crazy what people will pay to get in that place. But I mean, it should look spectacular.
Wow, I'm impressed.
It looks impressive, but again, $100 for those type of things, and you have to assume you have to pay for parking too, right?
You pay for everything, right? You pay to pee, pay to wipe your ass.
That's why you should take your own wet wipes. I take wet wipes everywhere I go, man. I'm not gonna use toilet paper.
I mean, that place is worse than Disneyland, I imagine. Vegas is already bad as it is, but
wait a minute. I should emphasize that I avoid having to defecate in public, in a public restroom and all that. I usually do my business before going out, and I think most people should. Shout out to Chad Collins, by the way, for his contribution with the super chat. Shout out to Chad Collins, who says, what's he saying? Hold on a second. Let me put up here. Now that Zuffa has Stevenson and Benn under contract, that's probably the next big fight they will do. Wait, is that confirmed that they got Shakur Stevenson, or what? I thought that was a rumor.
It's not official.
Okay.
No, Stevenson just put out a tweet on X saying, I heard I got signed. So it looks like it's fake news right now.
Yeah.
For the moment, right? For the moment, because is he still with Eddie Hearn, or what's that situation there with him? Because I think I thought it was 3 fights, right? It was the electrician guy, Cepeda, and then this one, or am I mistaken?
I think you're mistaken. I think it was just 2. It was the Padley, then Cepeda.
Oh, so okay.
And now he's kind of a free agent, I guess.
So Eddie Hearn didn't have anything to do with the Lopez one then? Wasn't he there? Wasn't he present for that one? Or?
I mean, it's not his guy, but he can promote it. Because he's with that guy, Jay Prince, so he's like a major power player. He has a manager that I don't think he really needs to be beholden to anybody.
Well, that makes sense. Now, before we move on to the next subject here, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe if you had to do so already, and let me know how I'm sounding here now that I got the Roadcaster Duo and I am exploiting its full capabilities here, its full potential. A fully operational Roadcaster, let me tell you. Sounds about as good as it gets to me. Now, people are in the chat are saying, I heard Zuffa got Shane Mosley Jr., not Shakur. Whoa, what a big signing, man. They got Shane Mosley Jr.
Yeah, they do. Oh, yeah.
My goodness. Are they going to be able to get, who can they get? Some of these dudes. Gabe Rosado. Get Gabe Rosado, get Beck the Bully. I mean, I'm not saying those are bad guys, but I'm saying it's, they're flexing like they're signing up all these big. Then again, boxing really does need those type of dudes, those salt of the earth fighters, because you need to, you got to match your prospects and your world class guys against somebody, right? Barney Volas says
definitely.
Barney Volas says Reaper 100%, except you see Mayweather is special, very very special. I know what he's talking about. The Turk says BDA travels with a portable bidet. Nah, come on. I should get a bidet. Yeah, that's on my wish list. We should do a butcher. That should be the next fundraiser. A bidet for Mr. BDA's ass. Miso Dionysus.
A golden one.
Miso Dionysus says never be an outside cheater. Yeah, I agree, man. Unless you absolutely have to, unless it's an emergency. Warp Speed says, funny how you skip the Mike Tyson and go straight into the Manny Pacquiao exhibit because we know the glove biter, ass cheek flashing stoner brings nothing. I mean, are people, that's the other thing, we keep asking, is a Pacquiao Mayweather rematch, is it going to do well? Is it going to do well? How well is Mayweather against an old-ass Mike Tyson with busted knees, even more busted lungs because of all the drugs he's been doing, and close to 60 years old? The way he performed against Jake Paul, do you guys think most people are going to be interested in the Mayweather exhibition?
No. That's on Netflix? Is that on Netflix?
I don't know. Shouldn't be.
No, I mean, who's gonna give a fuck about that fight? Even the Roy Jones Tyson fight was garbage. So, and that was a long time ago. Fuck, man. I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen in that fight. I'm not gonna watch. If I miss that fight, I'm not gonna even give a shit because I know it's gonna be a complete shit show.
Well, I tell you what might not be a shit show. Even though you never know nowadays with this guy, and I'm going to get into why. But this Saturday via the Zone, interesting to see Navarrete on the Zone, but that's the way it works nowadays with top-ranked fighters. Emmanuel Navarrete taking on Eduardo Sugar Nunez. Navarrete with a record of 39 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, and 32 big knockouts, taking on fellow Mexican Nunez, 29 wins, 1 loss, and 27 knockouts. If you care about titles, this is a unification super featherweight bout. Navarrete has a WBO strap, and Nunez has the IBF bubble. And check this out. Navarrete, 31 years old. Nunez, younger by 3 years. He's 28 years old. And Navarrete definitely has the edge in experience, professional experience, even though it's only 4 years of of an advantage that he has over him. He still has the deeper dossier compared to Nunez. Nevertheless, it's an interesting fight. How tall is Navarrete? Is 5'7", according to the champion.info anthropometry. See, they don't even say the statistics or whatever. They say anthropometry. That makes it sound very official and very selective. 5'7" against 5'6". Navarrete has a 72-inch reach against Nunez's 68-inch. So Navarrete, the longer guy, more experienced. However, if I may say so right off the bat, I don't know what to make of Navarrete anymore. I've said it before. This guy has all the strong points and intangibles required to be a pound-for-pounder, a top 10 pound-for-pounder. He certainly seemed like he was on his way to that between 2018 and 2023, but then he's lackadaisical in his training, refuses to take it seriously. He's eating Twinkies in between interviews. I don't know if that's a gimmick or if he's trying to play mind games, but then you look at him in between fights and he's fat. He's a little bit of a fatso there with a double chin. He already has a weird-looking face, like with that big-ass Jay Leno chin. So adding weight to it, I don't know if that really helps. Be that as it may, Navarrete has become the quintessential hot and cold fighter. He'll look good against Valdez, and then he'll look kind of weary and tired and economical against Conceição. Then he'll look bad against Berencic. Then he'll look sensational in the Valdez rematch. And then against Charlie Suarez, he's going to war. Even though I thought he was winning that fight, but he did get caught by a punch, which should have been a TKO. So then on top of that, real quick, he hasn't rematched Suarez. I don't know why they didn't rematch Suarez. I don't know why he was off for so long. I guess the cut, I suppose, was so bad that they had to keep him idle for months. But the last time he fought was in May of 2025. And you know this dude, you have to assume with Navarrete, because that's the impression he's giving us so far, that if he's not training, he's eating. So he struggled to make weight in his last fight against Charlie Suarez. Like I said, hasn't fought since February 2025. Guys, if I'm picking Navarrete here, but is Eduardo Nunez a high underdog to win this fight? Does he have a high chance of winning this bout?
Absolutely, in my opinion. Absolutely. Yeah. Go ahead, Pucho.
No, I was just going to say that, because you know what, Navarrete, he's inconsistent sometimes. I mean, he was inconsistent. I would say he's a changed man now since that defeat against what's his name again, the Ukrainian guy?
Berencic.
At 135, Berencic. But now he seems to be taking it seriously. So if he's serious, I think he's better than Nunez, and he should be able to beat him. But yeah, he's a live underdog, man. Nunez is.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, yeah, go ahead, Frankie.
Oh, I mean, Navarrete, man, is must-see TV, for all the detractors. He's probably the worst Mexican I've ever seen. I mean, his style will never be confused for pound for pound, but the guy just flat out comes to fight. Yeah, he's looked like a daisical, but he has a typical Mexican body, right? He's not going to have the physique of, eating a Snickers and grapefruit juice, grape juice like other people. But I mean, he can fight. He can fight. He's never going to be a most skills guy. And Nunez, I mean, he's a short, buff midget, right? I mean, he's stocky, he's built, he's strong, and he comes to fight. So this should be an absolute war.
But hey, Frank, you said he's drinking the grapefruit juice. Are you saying he's drinking the frutzi?
No, I said, Navarrete has the typical Mexican body, skinny, fat. He just has a taco body.
Yeah.
He'll never be physically gifted like you see the, other people's. They can just, have a six-pack eating Snickers and drinking grape juice.
Yeah, and I mean, he doesn't really take it seriously. But I mean, again, if you look at Navarrete's fights, he's got great combination punching. I was talking about that in the before last episode. Not a lot of combination punchers anymore. The last great combination puncher we saw was Chocolatito. Other than that, all these dudes now, it's one punch at a time. Even Usyk, a guy who's he's renowned for his handspin and all that, doesn't really string combos together that much. And maybe that's a mark of people being a little bit more skilled. One could argue. But if you're gonna throw punches in bunches, you're gonna land. You throw 5-6. Chances are you're gonna land two of them. And Navarrete throws them with mean intentions. So he's got that. He's got good power, and he's got very underrated defense. I was rewatching the Charlie Suarez fight earlier, and I'd forgotten that I'm not the only one who's pointed this out. That Navarrete has underrated defense. Bradley was saying it too in the telecast. Navarrete is very, everyone talks about how off balance he is, which he is. I'm not going to deny that, obviously, but you'll see him overreach with the right hand, and his opponents constantly, you'll see them go, he's overreaching, I got him. And then as soon as they counter, whoop, the guy's already brought his hands up. And he tucks his chin in very well, and he just catches the shots, and he blocks almost everything. He's a lot like David Benavidez with that guard, transitioning between offense and defense very quickly. But again, I don't know if that cut, that's the problem he made against Charlie Suarez was he kept dipping to his right, kind of like Devin Haney. Although not as pronounced the movement, but he kept going there, and Charlie Suarez knew, and he just caught him with a punch. And I'd never really seen Navarrete cut that badly before. I don't know if it was just the positioning and the timing of Suarez's punch, but also what if it's got related to alcoholism? Because remember Julio Cesar Chavez, he never used to have a mark that or be that marked up in his fights. And then by the time we're in the mid-90s, and that's when he really started doing, a bunch of noxious stuff outside outside the ring, all of a sudden he starts suffering more cuts. And that's because they say alcohol thins the skin. I know I've talked about that with Jimmy as well. He confirmed that. So I wonder if maybe that's, Navarrete is doing some stuff outside the ring that's thinning his skin. I don't know. Another potential knock against him there.
Well, guys like Navarrete are not long for the road, Eventually he's going to just pick the wrong one. And this guy Nunez could be that guy.
Yeah,
but his style's not long for what he does. It just we've seen guys like that, Paranikov. Who else? There's guys with his style that are just eventually going to get cracked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Navarrete, he was 24 back in 2018 when he came out of nowhere and beat the crap out of Isaac Dogbo. And people forget Isaac Dogbo was on the fast track to a top 10 pound for pound spot. In fact, I think some people had him top 10 pound for pound after he beat Cesar Juarez, and I think he was one of the few guys who was able to stop him, if not the first guy. And then he fought the undefeated Jesse Magdaleno. He got dropped against Jesse Magdaleno, but then rallied back and stopped him in the later rounds. And that's when people said, "Oh, this guy." Some people are actually even saying this guy's like a super bantamweight Errol Spence. Some people were saying that. And then Navarrete comes out of nowhere with a shady record and an even shadier looking physique. He just beat the crap out of Dogboe twice. And then you look at his performances against Joel Gonzalez and Christopher Pitufo Diaz. When those dudes fought Shakur Stevenson, they walked away clean. Their faces were pristine, clean as pixies. You look at how they walked away from Navarrete. Joel Gonzalez made it the distance, but it looked like somebody put his head out through a lawnmower. And Joel Gonzalez, he went the distance, but he was all busted up. And Pitufo Diaz did make it the distance. He got dropped a bunch of times and got stopped. And then look at what he did to Valdez, too. Put a beating on him in the first fight and then stopped him in the second one. No one's ever come close to doing that to Valdez. So Navarrete is a dangerous guy, but it's just, you know how people were saying a couple of weeks ago about Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson? They're like, well, it depends on which Lopez shows up. And I kept saying, Lopez always shows up in shape. The reason why he looks bad against movers is because it's not because he didn't show up in shape. It's because he doesn't know how to deal with movers. Navarrete, on the other hand, that's the one you got to watch out for. You don't know which one you're getting. Because I don't think he doesn't appear to take the training seriously. So with him, I think you can safely say that depends on which Navarrete shows up. What do you guys think?
Somebody said that he needs roids, and I was thinking, could you imagine a Navarrete on snack? Man, that's what he needs. He needs some snack in his life.
Why not, man? Because evidently, or with Memo, forget Snack if you don't want that association. Because Memo's usually, he works in the shadows. He doesn't have a brand like Snack, the shirts and the hats and the toilet paper and all that, and the thongs. But, he should, I don't know. Just because he's flabby doesn't mean he's not on something. You know my thinking on fighters. I think most of them are on something. But, yeah, imagine if he was with Snack, man, on that Terrence Crawford pack. But, all right, so that's the fight we've got. And, by the way, Sugar Nunez, for some reason, if you go to champignon.info, they don't show you his biggest win, which was against what was his name again? Rakmi? I always forget the guy's name, the Russian dude. If you look at his record on champignon.info, they're missing that, and I think it has something to do with the fact that he was in Russia under the IBA. But if you look at champignon.info, his resume is thin compared to that of Navarrete. He got Miguel Marriaga, who's been through the ringer, Masanori Rikishi, who is a good mover. So at least Nunez got some rounds in against a mover and was able to beat him handily. But then he's struggling against Christopher Pitufo Diaz. Now, was it me or did Diaz look like, we're talking about snack packs and Memo Heredia? He looked like he was on something because I don't think I'd ever seen him that strong. And apparently he had to weigh in twice to make the weight. Was that just me or did he look stronger than in his average performances.
No, he did. He did. He was tough that night. He gave Nunez hell. And I've seen the guy before, and he's one of those guys that, I mean, he's always kind of been hovering around, but can never get over the hump. So, yeah, I mean, he should. I mean, I think they all should. There's something you got to do, man. You have millions, hundreds of thousands on the table. I think you got to do the extra.
Well, it's like, whatchamacallit, it's like Fu TV, you know, Fu was saying that they steal his ideas, the Sheik steals his ideas, and I think he fell into the same thing, you know, with fighters when they go, well, everyone's cheating, so I might as well cheat as well. I think that's what he started doing, because did you see what he did last night?
Who?
Fu, the real Fu TV.
No.
Let me check, I don't know how he did it, by the way, I want to ask him. Look at that. He took the layout of our stream and he called it Foodie. Foodie. Look at how did he do that? I don't get it, man. Was that?
He's a thief.
Nah, he's not a thief. I think it's it's a tribute to one of the best shows on YouTube. Look at that, Foodie. Hopefully he doesn't copyright strike us now. But don't forget to hit the like, fellas. Hit the like. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. And okay, now real quick, as it pertains to this Navarrete versus Nunez fight, Nunez is very strong, but he's also slower than Navarrete. Believe it or not, Navarrete is a more fluid guy, even though he's flabbier. If this was a bodybuilding contest, of course Nunez would win, but it ain't. Also, in terms of rankings, Navarrete is ranked number 3 in the super featherweight division. Now, Ring Magazine sort of changed it a little bit because they used to have the champion and then the number 1 contender, and there would be a 1 next to them. Now they've changed it. Now it's the champion, which is vacant right now at super featherweight, and then you got 2, 3, 4, 5. So I hope I'm not confusing people here, but technically Navarrete is the best number 2 super featherweight in the world, right? He's ranked number 2 as the second best super featherweight in the world, and O'Shaquie Foster took the number 1 spot. Now, I guess, O'Shaquie Foster did lose to Conceição.
Oh, O'Shaquie Foster is the champion now?
No. He's number 1, but the championship is vacant.
Number 1. He said there's this champion and number 2.
Yeah,
right?
I know. That's what
number 1 means the champion.
Yeah, I'm confusing everybody. That's what I'm saying. But okay, forget about the championship. He's number 1 contender, and Navarrete is the number 2 contender.
Okay.
But I suppose yes.
Were you? So it's for a ring title, or there's no ring?
No, there's no ring title because see, O'Shaquie Foster's number 2 right there. See, championship vacant. O'Shaquie Foster number 2, Navarrete number 3, and Nunez is number 5 behind Anthony Cacechi.
Oh, okay.
So this fight is not for the super featherweight championship, but I don't know. I guess you could make, depending on how Navarrete beats Nunez, I suppose you could make the argument that he should be the number 1 guy in the division. Not the champion, mind you, because again, I know I'm confusing people here, but he should be over O'Shaquie Foster is what I'm saying. But again, it depends on how he wins. And I think if you look at their last 5 fights, O'Shaquie Foster is 4-1, whereas Navarrete is 3-1-1. Remember, he had that draw against Conceição, so maybe that's why they hold it against him. But again, it all depends on how he wins because Nunez is a tough number 5 guy. And if Navarrete is able to comprehensively beat him, when's the last time O'Shaquie Foster beat a ranked super featherweight? Stephen Fulton was in that. He was a smaller, slower guy. So I don't know why that would count as a superior win to Nunez, but I guess that's debatable, right?
Yeah, I mean, he beat the Conceição, and he's up there. I mean, O'Shaquie is gonna get the media push. That's all. That's all these things mean to me is just who has the media push at the time.
Absolutely, yeah. And we know how that goes. So right now in the USA. Also on the undercard, and it's a pretty good.
Oh, just real quick, BDA.
Sure.
You were talking about. I just wanted to say this about the training. Which Navarrete to show up, and we question these things, right? But I've had, I grew up with family that were professional boxers, and you'd be surprised the egotistical nature of these guys. I mean, my uncles they would party and they felt they could get ready in 2 weeks. That's literally their mindset, like.
Yeah,
they'll be in the gym, but they'll still be partying. And then a week before the fight, I'm gonna get ready. Like, dude, that's how they think. I'm telling you, these guys that's how much ego they have.
You blow it.
That's insanity. That is insanity. That's why I say Navarrete reminds me a little bit, in facial demeanor too, a little bit, of one of the greatest Mexican fighters of all time, Ruben Puas Olivares. He had the punch, dynamite punch, the left hook to the body, pound for pound, one of the hardest punchers ever, according to Ring Magazine. But he would start doing that later on in his career. He would party. He's like, I'm going to bleed all over this dude and my punch is going to save me. And eventually, he started suffering cuts, probably because of alcoholism. And he ended up losing certain fights due to cuts that he shouldn't have lost. So you're right, man. It is the hubris of certain of these fighters that they think they're Superman. And they, on top of that, if they're on supplements, if you know what I mean, and it raises their testosterone, they start believing it too. It's like, man, I don't need to do it. I can, they start taking shortcuts. So a very astute point there, Frank. We also have Sobers jumping in. Sobers, are you there?
Yo.
What's up, man? We're talking about
the YTBC Hitman.
That's right. Why did he do this time? What happened?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna call him the Hitman now.
I'm laying low.
Sobers the Hitman. Never the Hitman Sobers. That's what we're gonna call him.
The YTB Sniper. What was it? The YTB DC Sniper.
The YTBC Slayer. But Sobers, we're talking about Navarrete versus Nunez. We're just about to move on, but I'm curious to get your thoughts on this fight.
I'm glad you asked. The time for that end deal's come. It's over with.
Come on.
Navarrete. We hardly knew you. Time to go. Sugar Nunez send a packing, knock his ass out. We'll see if the looping ugly hooks will be able to catch Nunez because he is shorter, right? If Navarrete does keep him on the end of his punches, maybe he can beat him, right? But Nunez is a pretty strong guy. He'll come forward and, I don't think Navarrete is going to be. He's going to be willing to swing with him, right? So they're going to get to a firefight, and I expect Nunez to win that shit. Right? Now, the age of the Indio's over. I'm sick of this fool.
Now, you got to stop calling him an Indio, man. But I was going to say, though, because some people are probably using boxing math on this one and saying, well, Nunez struggled against Pitufo Diaz while Navarrete beat the crap out of Pitufo. Is that just boxing math as usual, or what do you think about that? Why did he look bad against Pitufo Diaz? Nunez did.
I don't know. I mean, shit. Gave him a hard fight. I guess it was a bad matchup. He'll have to step it up. Obviously, it's not going to come. It's not going to be as easy of a fight. But I don't know. They're two different fighters, bro.
Now, was it? So, I was asking the guys on the panel this. Was it me or did Pitufo look unusually stronger physically than he'd ever looked before?
I don't know. Was he in the snack squad?
I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying he looked. I don't know if because he was fighting a guy of the same stature, and they sort of looked. Sometimes when you fight a guy of the same size and they're particularly short or whatever, they tend to look like they're like when Canelo fought John Ryder, and they look like two little gorillas going at it. Maybe that was the illusion, right? I don't know.
That's funny, bro.
But I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm looking forward to this one, man. It should be entertaining. Navarrete, like Frank says, he never disappoints, or usually never disappoints. Also, so I'm looking forward to this one. Also, I wanted to bring up the fact that this is actually quite a good card coming up on the Zone. No, not Top Rank, not ESPN. It's the Zone, and we've got this one should be interesting. We've got Tamir Smalls. Well, I don't know what type of name that is, but he's 16-0, 26 years old, taking on the very dangerous Abel Ramos, 34 years old, 28 wins, 6 losses, 3 draws. He's got a whole bunch of draws, this dude. But look at his KOs here. 22 knockouts, and he drew against Barrios in his last fight. Now, that's the other thing, though. Ramos hasn't fought since November 2024, which was the Barrios fight. So not a lot of activity on that dude. So we'll see what happens. But Tamir Smalls is going to have to watch out for as long as the fight goes, because this dude Ramos can crack. Also on the undercard, the return of Emiliano Vargas, who usually puts on entertaining scraps, taking on the Argentine Agustin Ezequiel Quintana. If I would have just told you the name, you could have guessed that that's an Argentinian guy. They always got these Ezekiel and Angel names in the middle as middle names for some reason. I've never seen this guy fight. I'm gonna look him up on YouTube later, but you gotta watch out with these RGs because you never know what type of fighter they. Sometimes they're awkward, or sometimes they hit very hard, and so they're usually
other middle names are Angel for some reason.
Exactly, yeah, like Ezekiel and Uriel. I mean, I don't know what they're doing over there, but I usually assume that they had Italian or German names, but I guess it's a new fad. What else do we have? Okay, so we're done with that. Now, I wanted to get to the meat of some of the issues here. By the way, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe if you had to do so already. And we're going to be opening up the phone lines in about a half an hour or so, maybe a little bit more, maybe a bit less. Now, you guys have probably heard that, of course, we talked about in the last episode, Conor Benn signing with Zuffa TKO. It's a one-fight deal. Now they're speculating. They used to say it was going to be a one-fight, $10 million deal. Then they said 15. Now some people are reporting on Twitter that it's $20 million. I don't know where they came up with that number, but people are complaining about it. In particular, the UFC guys, the UFC fighters. Here's Sean O'Malley, who I don't know why. With listen, I hate to say this, but with the hair and the facial tattoos and all that, he kind of looks like a clown. But again, I mean, the most important thing is whether he can fight and entertain. But I don't know what's going on with these new youngins here, with the facial tattoos and the colored hair, and he literally looks like a clown. But anyway, let's see what he had to say about Conor Benn signing a potentially $15 million one-fight deal.
Zuffa boxing is something that's taken over from Turkey. Turkey's his name. He's like a prince or some shit out in Dubai or something.
Okay, so right off the bat, he gets two things wrong there. Like, he doesn't really know who Turkey is. He thinks it's a prince, and he thinks from Dubai. But anyway, let's continue.
You could tell he's holding back using a racial slur. Doesn't it sound like he really wants to say some dude?
You're saying he wants to pull a Shakur Stevenson and call him a towel head boy or something like that?
Something you could see he's like about to come out, but he catches himself.
He's holding back.
Hundreds of billions of dollars. They're paying out. I don't even know who Conor Benn is.
I don't know.
He like supposedly is a pretty big name in boxing, but I never heard of it. Crazy, bro. Like, yeah, they really paid this is Ben Johns?
Conor
Benn. Ben Conor. They really paid him $15 million. It's like,
I wouldn't blame you for going to box.
Yeah, it's crazy how you just put in so much work in the UFC, to build this name, create this character, be this star. It's like, I'm not making fucking $15 million a fight.
Look at him talking about a character and a persona. Like, this ain't WWE, man. It's about how you fight. And I mean, he's complaining about the UFC. Why'd you get into the UFC in the first place? What's this guy's background? Is he a wrestler, striker? What is he?
I don't know.
Somebody help me out. I know
he's like I thought sobers would know, but he's like a striker.
Yeah. Sean O'Malley, he's like a kickboxer. He's a striker. They try to sell him off of his haircut. Right, he's a young dude. He got on the Dana White's Contender Series. You know, Dana White has his little show.
Right.
Yeah.
That's where he got him off of. They tried to groom him to be a champion, but he got a belt, but it didn't last long. So, you know, I don't know why he's talking about. I've never heard about this dude or whatever. Like, you're not that famous either, buddy. Like, chill.
Yeah, like I've heard his name, but I've never seen him fight. Like, I don't watch the UFC that much anyway. So, yeah, and he should do a little bit of research. Okay? A little bit of research is going to explain everything. I mean, yeah, Conor Benn, he's not a world champion, but he's the son of a famous boxer in the UK, and he just fought Chris Eubank Jr., as we all know. And so, you know, that's why he's a big name. And Zuffa, they see value in Conor Benn because he can open the door for the UK market.
Mm-hmm.
So he's worth $50 million. It's not just pulling $50 million out of their ass just because, you know, well, you're a boxer, we're going to give you $50 million. No, there's a reason behind that. And there's a reason why this guy doesn't get paid $50 million. Right, but he doesn't want to look into that, though.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you said, 15-minute research. Not even that. It would have told you why this guy's getting 15 million. And this doesn't appear to be a Eddie Hearn $7 million from Mikey Garcia versus Jesse Vargas situation. All right, you have
Al
to
Heyman overpaying Bob Lara, Irislandi Lara, remember, $2 million,
or Alfred. Alfred Heyman. I mean, you have to assume that these people know what they're doing, and that they're going to match him up accordingly against someone that's going to generate that venue, particularly, obviously, in the UK. Could be Ryan Garcia. You never know. But it is interesting that this guy goes, I don't know who he is. Well, like Bucho said, do a little research. You'll find out why. Does he need everybody to? Does he need people to tell him what the facts are? I don't get it. But let's continue listening here. See what else they said.
It's also a business. If they think that's a good business move and that guy's going to bring in money, it's like, I get it. I don't take anything personal in business. Business is business. He fucking hates Oscar De La Hoya. He hates Eddie Hearn. He hates these people. He's like, hey, let's take their biggest star and pay him, even if it's $15 million for. Like, I could see it being out of like an ego thing. I guess as a business thing too. You bring in a legit guy. Yeah. Again,
and by the way, they're saying on Twitter that it's not even Dana White's money. It's not the TK. It's the Turki Al-Sheikh is writing the check for this one. So all these UFC fighters, if that's true, all these UFC fighters are getting fired up over nothing because it's not coming from the same TKO pool of money of finance that the same.
I think he's running all the checks for Zuffa boxing.
Mm-hmm. It would appear so. It would appear so. So,
but not the UFC, because it's a separate entity.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So these guys are talking about like, well, why doesn't Dana White pay us that? It's not Dana White per se.
Different companies, pal. Yeah, go box for Dana.
Exactly. It's like I understand their plight, but like Butcher said, you do a little bit of research, you start getting to the crux of the issue here. So that's Sean O'Malley, who doesn't know who the Prince is. He doesn't even know where he's from. Doesn't know who Conor Benn is. Doesn't seem to know much about much. But again, hopefully someone's explained to him now.
All he knows is that Conor Benn's getting paid $50 million and he's not.
Yeah, that's the way it seems like to me. And also on the Twitter comments, some people are saying, "Oh, the only reason," because I'm going to get to that. The Marco Villegas tweeted out something about that. But then now this is Mighty Mouse. What's his name again? Demetrius Johnson? Is that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And I really don't know what his name is. I'm not being coy here like these people. Like, who is he? Where? Who? Where am I? But he also had some.
What? On my shoe?
He also had some comments to say about or to make about this whole Conor Benn $15 million deal.
And $15 million for one fight, it's crazy because what's going to happen after this fight, right? Is the $15 million worth having Conor Benn? It's the first time I've heard of him. From what everybody tells me, he's a very good boxer. But is Khamzat Chimaev making $15 million?
Yes.
Who's saying he's a very good boxer? This is somebody else mentioned this thing. Oh, he's a very good boxer.
Conor Benn is they're like, oh, I guess he's awesome. I guess Conor Benn's all right.
So no, but that just tells you they haven't done any research. See, I heard from somebody that he's a really good boxer. How about you check it out, man? Like you'll find out that he's an okay boxer. He's not even a world champion. He hasn't even tried to fight for a championship. So yeah, these guys have done zero research, all hearsay.
It would appear so. And also, it's interesting how he goes, hold on, what did he say?
Boxer, but is Khamzat Chimaev making $15 million?
No.
From what everybody tells me, he's a very good boxer, but is Khamzat Chimaev making $15 million? Is Ilia Topuria making $15 million?
Wait, what? He
it's
said
the
something
first
already.
time I've heard of him. From what everybody tells me, he's a very good boxer, but
yeah, that's the thing though. So what are these guys? Are these guys just watching MMA and that's it? Or they're also watching they can probably roll off the last 15 guys who won the Abu Dhabi tournament or something, or they watch like these webcam feeds of local jiu-jitsu tournaments or something, but they don't watch boxing. I think a lot of these dudes think boxing is easy too, right? They think, well, look at Jake Paul. He competed against Anthony Joshua, and the average MMA guy can do it too. But look at these dudes getting knocked out by Jake Paul. They're MMA guys, Woodley and Nate Diaz. Although Nate Diaz didn't get knocked out, but you know what I mean. So and the argument will probably be, well, those guys were old. Okay, well then get some of these dudes in there in the boxing ring right now. Some of these prime guys, see how they do. I think the opportunity is going to be there. So show us. Also, he says Chimaev. Is Chimaev the dude that dislocated Whitaker's jaw and who beat the South African dude the last time? Somebody help me out here. I know Sobers or Frank. No.
I don't know. Yeah, somebody who watches the UFC.
I really don't know. All those names, Chimaev, Kamaya, they all sound the same.
I think
there's like 3 or 4 of those guys.
Yeah,
who are these guys?
I think that Chimaev guy is a grappler. I think that Chimaev guy is a grappler, and I think he.
He's talking about Robert Whitaker. He shattered Robert Whitaker's jaw.
Right. That's the dude, right? And that's the dude that beat. That's the dude that beat the South African, right, Sobers?
Yes, he beat him. Yeah, that's when he dry humped him, though.
That's what I was gonna say. This dude is saying 15 million. What for Chimaev? This dude is the equivalent, the MMA equivalent of the ass fighter, the back foot bitch. One punch at a time, one punch at a time and running away. That's what this guy thinks is worth 15 million. And I'm going to get into that later on about why just because you're a winner in combat sports doesn't mean you deserve a high pay this. But we're going to get to that. But so this dude already started conflating 2 different things there.
Is Khamzat Chimaev making $15 million? Is Ilia Topuria making $15 million? Merab Dvalishvili making $15? We don't know because those numbers are always hidden. But I truly believe it's a flex from Dana White paying Conor Benn $15 million.
So he doesn't believe now. So, I mean, he's sort of incensed a little bit, but then at the same time now he's saying it's a flex and that it's not real. I think that's what he's suggesting, right? That it's the pay is he's not really paying Conor Benn 15 mil. That's what
John Jones was he got paid somewhere around that area, from what I know.
From what your contacts tell you?
I don't think Conor Benn's getting paid that much.
No. John Jones was getting paid a lot at his peak, somewhere around that area. But then again, that's John Jones. And then I get the point why he thinks like that is because they're not they're MMA fighters, so they're not getting. They need to really hit the fucking market to get paid that much, 15 million, 10 million. And this guy, Conor Benn, is not even that big of a name in boxing, and he's getting 15. This guy's kind of pissed off about it. It makes sense.
Well, I mean, first of all, I'd like to know. You go ahead.
No, nothing. I'm just. No.
Well, I'd like to know the amount of money that these UFC events generate, because somebody was then making the argument that, well, I mean, if the company is making 4 million at the gate and the guys are only getting paid 100 grand, in the co-main event or whatever, then that's something is wrong. But okay, but it's also the UFC and MMA is a relatively new business. Officially in its capacity, the current capacity started in 1990. What was 93, 94, the first UFC? So it's a relatively new sport. Boxing's been entrenched here for at least 100 years, and there was always big money because of gambling and all that. So maybe the UFC has to work its way up. I don't know how it's going to work out, but for the moment, yeah, boxing, it's a global sport. You see it in the UK. Is the UFC even big in the UK? Not that I know of, right? From what I understand, yeah.
I think it is.
It's pretty big in the UK. They have the heavyweight champion was from the UK up until very recently. So
Aspinall, the guy who got poked in the eyes.
Right. But I mean, well, yeah. I guess okay. So that dude might be a draw, but I mean, look at all the UK fighters that they produce over there. I mean, just the other day, the Warrington versus Lee Wood fight, there was a pretty good attendance, and it was a boring fight. And you look at the fans; they're all there, they're chanting, they're screaming as if it's a World Cup final. I mean, these dudes make an event out of anything. I don't know if you can do the same. If they can do the same thing with MMA. Also, boxing is big in the lower weights in Thailand, the Philippines, Japan, to a certain degree, South Korea, South Africa. You got the sub-Saharan African continent; they're still big in boxing. Like I said, the UK, you got Germany, South America, certain countries like Argentina. You got Mexico, Puerto Rico. I don't know if what does MMA have? Brazil?
UFC, they have the UFC usually draws a pretty decent crowd wherever they go.
All right.
Wow. Conor Benn should thank Eddie Hearn for him to have that deal in the first place, bro, because he's the one who really defended his ass for a couple years just for him and to get the Eubank fight, 2 Eubank fights. And Eubank, him together is the reason why he's able to even get that 15 million or 20 million or even 30 million, whatever that shit is. I don't know. Yeah, he should be thanking. But the thing is, though, his way of thinking is signing up with Zuffa without giving Eddie Hearn a little, give me a say. Is it okay or this or whatever? Maybe I can do this one fight, come back to you again. Nothing like that. He's pretty much a snake.
Yeah, but that's what I'm thinking. Can the UFC hold an event in Germany and attract the type of crowds that the Klitschko used to? Can they go to in Thailand? They have Japan, Naoya Inoue, and Nakatani drawing all those crowds. Okay, Kenshiro Teraji.
They can if they get the right guys to fight each other.
Well, there you go. I mean, yeah. Well, I know they go to Australia. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure they can make it happen.
Well, I mean, all I know is we see a bunch of fighters coming out from all across the world. In MMA, it's mostly a bunch of guys from Chechnya and Dagestan. You got the Brazilians, you got the Americans. Maybe every once in a while you get a Mexican dude or somebody from another country. Maybe I don't know much about MMA. Maybe that's the way I see it. But seems to be something going on here. A little bit of dissent in terms of the pay and what these guys want. And here's another guy. This guy's Michael Venom Page. He's also complaining about this news about Ben getting 15 mil. Check this out.
Reputation. It's just upsetting, to be fair. It's disappointing more than anything. And that's probably all I'll say on that.
Yeah, and that's totally fair. And please, we don't want to get you in trouble. But I do just think, in this current environment and in this atmosphere, we're now starting to see other fighters react to it, right? Earlier in this show, we actually played Sean O'Malley kind of reacting to it. And the idea that now there's like this price tag.
What happened?
Yo, all these dudes are just fucking salty, bro. Is any of their dad's name Nigel Benn?
Exactly, yeah, right.
Get the fuck out of here, bro. Like, why the fuck you fucking watching?
Can they sell out in the UK or in any country? No.
They're kind of salty, but they don't. I don't think they know Nigel Benn and Eubank.
It's like Butcher said. Maybe if they did,
that's why it makes it so much worse.
Page knows him.
Yeah, but that's that you're saying they don't know who Conor Benn's father is and all of that. Well, that's why it makes it worse in their minds, right? Because they don't know who he is, and they're shocked that he's getting $50 million. But again, if they do a little bit of research, they'll understand why he's getting $50 million. But they're not doing any fucking research. And they're all shocked. This guy they just grabbed this guy off the streets and they're paying him $50 million. That's basically what they imagine is happening.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking.
Out there that is floating. Do you feel like maybe there's an opportunity to get some of that? You know, you mentioned saying, I'm going to sit back and wait and see what this means for the fighters. Does this give you some kind of leverage or opportunity to say, hey, I think my worth is this?
I don't think so. And the reason I don't think so, it gives us something to complain about. But in all honesty, I think if you couldn't see the value of your fighters prior to this, and then you slap a price tag on, I love Conor Benn, but he's nowhere near the best in his field. Like, I think he's a great fighter.
I know Ben and Page knows who they are.
Well, yeah, he just said he likes the guy.
He knows.
But
because he's British, I'm telling you, that small island, they all know it.
Yeah.
They know.
They all live next to each other. It's a small place. No, but it's interesting because he said Conor Benn is not the best in his field. And I think that's what a lot of these guys get wrong when it comes to combat sports. I think they fail to realize that boxing is a different form of a sport. It's still a sport, because I know like people like to say you don't play boxing. No, it's a combat sport. There's rules. It's not a street fight, right? It's not a fight to the death. But it is a different form of show business than some of these other sports like hockey, like team sports, in other words, hockey, basketball, baseball, soccer, aka football. It's very different from some that, because let's say you get a defensive guy. What do they call in football, Bucho? The guy who plays defense, the defensive midfielder, whatever they call it, right? Let's say you get one of those dudes. He's not scoring goals, right? But let's say he's one of the best at defending. He's gonna get paid a lot. Why is he gonna get paid a lot? Because people want to watch a winning team. The people from Madrid or fucking Barcelona or whatever, they want to watch their team win. They're connected to it. They get a cultural identity connection to the team. So if the team wins, these guys show up, everybody makes money, they buy the TV rights, the advertising, local advertising, boom, everyone a license to print money. So that's why a guy who's useful to the team will get paid a lot, even if he's not scoring goals or whatever. But like in basketball too, a defense guy who sets the record for rebounds or whatever, that guy's gonna get paid a lot, because then let's say the Chicago fans are gonna go, oh hey, my team's winning, and they start, you know what, like I just said, they start showing up and start making money. Because if you're the best statistically in your field in those sports, chances are you're gonna get paid a lot. You're contributing to the team.
Yeah.
But hold on. You're contributing to the team. But with boxing, first of all, most of these guys don't fight in their hometown. It used to be that way back in the days, in the 1930s and 40s and all that, but it's not that way. There was grassroots support. It's not that way. It's not done that way anymore. They're all pretty much fighting in Vegas or nowadays in Saudi Arabia. So it's a different sport too, and it's been that way for years now, because a lot of these dudes are fighting or they were fighting on premium cable. So people just forgot about boxing. It's not that they lost interest because the product itself was boring. It just went away into premium cable, and so they forgot about it. But also, like I was saying, it's not a team sport. So when Ligondao complains about, oh, I'm not getting money, or I'm the best, how come I'm not getting paid? Unfortunately, in boxing, long story short, just because you're the best doesn't mean you deserve the big paydays. It's about attracting customers, and it's about attracting eyeballs and people at the actual location and on TV or apps or whatever. That's the reality. So when this guy goes, Michael Venom Page goes, oh, Conor Benn's not even the best, and yet he's getting paid $15 million. Yeah, because look at what he did with Chris Eubank Jr. twice. They filled up a stadium. Not an arena. Fucking stadium. How many guys can do that?
Well, and Ben is just a mid-level boxer at that, getting paid like. But when I'm hearing these guys talk, I'm like, well, just go box then. If you're upset these guys are making that much money in boxing, why don't they just go box?
That's what I'm saying. It's two different companies. Go box for Zuffa.
Exactly.
Well, what I'm saying is like, but they know they're not good enough. I mean, they're trying to wrap their mind, why is he getting paid? That's because it's boxing.
Look, some guys don't box. Some guys don't box, and they choose MMA over boxing is because they don't want to pay for their sparring partners. I heard a couple of cases like that. With UFC, they don't have to pay for their sparring partners.
Well, I mean,
in boxing it is, and and they don't. Because of those reasons, they choose MMA over boxing.
That's an interesting point.
Boxing, yeah.
That's
boxing is still top. Yeah.
That's an interesting point. But also, I mean, people get to different to their locations in life to different routes, right? Some people they go from the wrestling to the UFC because it makes more sense to go to do that, right? And again, like you get some people just don't get into the boxing because it's not. For a while, their MMA was beating it in popularity, but boxing it's a sport that's been entrenched for longer than MMA. That's where the big money is. And some of these dudes, they just wouldn't make it in boxing. Look at Conor McGregor.
That's what I was trying to allude to.
Right. Look at Conor McGregor, Frank. He was one of the best strikers in MMA at the time, but you saw the difference in speed, even against an old inactive Mayweather. Like, there wasn't that much snap on his shots. And I think it was Mind Smash, or what's his name? There's a channel called Mind Smash or something Mash. He does these MMA videos and boxing videos. He was talking about the difference in a grappler.
Are you talking about Chris Angel, Mind Freak?
No, what's the name of the guy?
Mind Freak.
What's the name? Anyway, Mind Smash, dude. Yeah, not Mind Freak, but something Smash. Anyway, he said like he was showing the difference between a guy.
It's Mind Smash, VDA. It's Mind Smash.
It's Mind Smash. Okay, yeah, I know you were talking about Chris Angel or something, like whatever. But because he maybe he sounded like him, I don't know. But yeah, he was talking about how grapplers are used to pulling, whereas strikers they push, and that's all they do. That's all these boxers do. They perfect the art of punching, the snap on their shots. It's a different level of speed and technique. Because also they don't telegraph the punches as much, so the punches are much quicker. So some of these grappling dudes, they're probably gonna think, oh yeah, I could make it in boxing. Yeah, look me in MMA, I gotta feel kicks and I gotta take knees and elbows. It's much more dangerous. Who was it that said that they'd rather practice one move than practice 10 moves? Was it Bruce Lee or something? He said something.
Was Bruce Lee like, I don't fear the man who knows 100 kicks. I fear the man who practices the same kick 100 times or whatever.
There you go. So I think it applies to boxing too. There, once you take every. Go ahead, Frank.
Well, you see when the guys cross over, right? You see like someone like Tyrone Woodley try to box Jake Paul. He got knocked the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
It was basically an amateur boxer.
A great point.
Well, then. How fast you can ascend in the sport. Did Brock Lesnar become a champion in the UFC? I want to say he did.
He ran straight. He ran through the sport. He ran through the heavyweight division.
But that's what dilutes the sport, right? Is that a guy can literally be a UFC jughead, jump in, and in 5 fights become a champion. It's like, bro, in boxing, you'll never see that. That's what they were, these crossover guys, they're trying to think they could do, but nobody can do it. But in the UFC, you could just be some wrestling a jughead in WWE and go become a champion.
Yeah, I mean, people said that about Jake Paul. People from MMA, they said that about Jake Paul, like, oh, look how easy it was for a guy to transition. Yeah, but look who he was beating. He was beating MMA guys for the most part. So it's not like he was beating work like. Yeah.
In MMA, if you're good at wrestling, you can pretty much be a top dog. I mean, like John Jones was great at MMA. I mean, at wrestling, he was
great at MMA.
Again, right? It's good. I'm hearing my own voice with my own mic. That's why it's kind of hard to concentrate. It's yeah, I know. The thing is, freaking John Jones was good at wrestling. So there's a bunch of other dudes that are great at wrestling. So even Sean Strickland, like recently, they're great at wrestling. Even guys like strikers like Ilya Topuria is also great at wrestling. If you're good at wrestling, then you try to like master the other disciplines as much as you can. You'll be doing great at MMA. But there are guys that do have a knack for striking in MMA that can do pretty well in boxing if they just focus only on boxing and they transfer over. They can do decent. They can, or even like elite level, depending on how much effort they put into it, because they have talent.
Mm-hmm.
Like that Venom Page guy, he's a very quick-feeted, good striker. He's also good with both good with his hands and his feet. I mean, he's great both ways, and he's just he didn't choose boxing. He chose MMA, but he's very talented.
Right, and that's people are saying in the chat. Rooster Tiger says Ngannou beat Fury. Well, no, he didn't. So I don't know what his point is. And then that's a fat Fury who didn't even train properly, and he still beat Ngannou. I mean, Ngannou had to go 100% just to try to make it competitive.
Just check the Joshua fight,
and then check out the Joshua fight.
Ngannou fight.
And then Arian MMA says Sensak Mungzarin literally went from Muay Thai to boxing, world champion 4 fights. Laughing emoji. Okay, but we're talking MMA to boxing. So it just seems like people aren't really following the conversation here. But so it's difficult. I mean, both, like you said, Brock Lesnar did it in MMA. Sometimes some people can break through. I mean, look at Sergio Martinez. He was in his 20s when he broke into boxing. and he didn't start out from until he was 8 or 10 years old, like the usual rat. So there are anomalies, but for the most part, it's.
Well, I remember.
Yeah,
I remember when Brock Lesnar became a champion. I believe he defeated Randy Couture.
Right.
And Randy Couture is a much better fighter overall fighter than Brock Lesnar. But how did Brock Lesnar win that fight? I remember he ground and pounded the guy. So pure strength was
Brock
all
Lesnar
he
is a
needed
wrestler. Brock
I know he's
Lesnar
a
is an
wrestler.
Olympic wrestler. They
He's
chose
not an
him off
Olympic
of
wrestler.
that
No,
size.
he's not an Olympic. He's not an Olympic wrestler.
He was a high-level wrestler.
Did he go to Olympics? He's a two-time
high
national
level.
champion.
No, but he was
He's two-time national champion.
He was a collegiate wrestler.
Yeah, something like that. He wasn't an Olympian that level of wrestler. Now, could he wrestle? Sure, but I heard a story that he tried to wrestle Brock. No, what's his name again?
Oh, Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle beat the shit out of him in wrestling. Now that's an Olympic wrestler, right? But my point is this, though, that pure strength was all he needed to become a champion in an MMA fight.
It was a big factor. It wasn't
the
all
big factor.
Right.
Not that whole thing, yeah. But the major factor was just pure strength. You can't go into boxing and just pure strength to be the heavyweight champion of the world.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
right?
you can, but you got to be like some crazy ass fucking strong dude. Look at Lucas Brown. Lucas Brown didn't have much, but he's not a champion. But he went far up as fighting Dylan White.
Yeah, I'm talking about becoming a world champion.
Or at least just staying there, because like everybody brings up the Ngannou versus Fury fight, but then do they want to mention what Joshua did to the dude? I mean, again, we only saw Ngannou in 2 fights. If he kept fighting, if he would have fought Caballel or Wardley, what would have happened?
That fight was a fake fight. I've been saying this for a long time. It was a fake fight to make AJ look good so they could sell the AJ Fury fight. But guess what? AJ goes over there and gets his ass knocked out by fucking what's his name? The guy that quits often is about to fight Wardley.
Oh, Dubois.
Dubois. Yeah, he gets starched in 5 rounds. They were trying to sell it. Fury was down to do it, and it didn't work out. So that's why he was pissed when Thing knocked him out. Dubois knocked him out. He was actually pissed. He wasn't happy about that. He was thinking that he was going to make $150 million fighting AJ.
Now, because we don't have Fu on the panel right now. He's usually the guy that he's into this type of stories. But so you firmly believe what you firmly believe this?
I mean, you can. He was partying the day before. He wasn't taking the shit. I mean, it's gotta.
Wait, he wasn't taking that shit? I believe in that.
He was taking it. He wasn't taking this shit seriously.
Oh, okay.
Probably all to make it look realistic as fuck when he goes in there. But what I saw in the 4th round, it's like, and not just the 4th round, a couple other rounds where he just had him gassed out. He could have taken him out just on the basis of gassing him out, and he just didn't. He just let him go. He just let him survive, and all he needed was just to jab him. And that's it. He wouldn't even recover off of the jab. But he just jab, and he just
Ride me a river, you fat fucking baby.
All right. Well, listen. I
know. That's exactly what I want to hear.
That's exactly what you want to hear. Well, I mean, listen. Maybe possible, right? Possible. But I also want to show a tweet here from Marcos Villegas of Fight Hub. He went very direct to the heart of the issue here, and he didn't mince words as it pertains to this Conor Benn issue there with TKO and then the money he's getting paid. This is what he had to say. Hold on a second. He said, all these MMA fighters crying about how much Conor Benn is making for his debut with Sufa failed to realize that dude just packed out back-to-back stadium shows in London in his last 2 fights. He's one of the biggest stars in UK boxing. Like, duh. Now, there was about 26 comments and people were debating him about it. Some people were saying, well, okay, how much can Conor Benn do without Chris Eubank Jr., which is a fair point. But everybody starts out somewhere, right? You don't just become, unless you're Ryan Garcia, who's an anomaly where he was already doing good numbers in terms of star appeal before he became anything in boxing. But even then, I mean, 2018, he was fighting on Facebook Live. So it's not like he became, what I'm trying to illustrate is that it takes time to build a star. So yeah, maybe Conor Benn wasn't filling out stadiums pre-Chris Eubank Jr., but you bet your keister he's going to be doing more numbers now than he was doing pre-Chris Eubank Jr. That's how you build up. And again, you have to assume that they're going to match him up against somebody that's going to attract as many people the next amount if they're going to pay him $10, $15, or $20 million. So that's my understanding of the issue. But what do you guys think? Is that a fair argument that, well, he's only done good numbers so far against Chris Eubank Jr. because of the father's rivalry and because Chris Eubank Jr. was a known commodity in England?
It makes sense.
Go ahead.
No, I mean, all you have to do is once. And if you did it once, you could do it again.
Right. That's like saying, well, what was Mayweather doing before De La Hoya? Well, it doesn't matter what he was doing before, though. It's what happened afterwards. The same thing with Canelo. It's that's the way it works out
They
there.
see value in this guy. Like now he has a lot of options, man. He can fight Haney. He can fight Shakur. He can fight Ryan Garcia. He can fight maybe somebody, Crocker. I was his name. The IBF welterweight champion. He could fight him. It's not as big as him against Ryan Garcia, but it's still a big fight. It's a championship fight. He wins the belt. He's in an even better position now to fight Ryan Garcia or Haney because those fights would now be unification fights. So, man, he has a lot of options. That's why he's getting paid $15 million.
There's money to make.
You guys don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Right, there's money to make in the welterweight, in and around the welterweight division because you got Shakur Stevenson, you got Devin
Crocker is he's from the UK, so just thought that would be an all-out UK fight in the UK, of course. Man, come on, that's money.
That's right. Payday. Phone lines are open in case anybody wants to call in. Phone numbers right there in the marquee. We're gonna put it up in the chat as well, but it's also gonna be ever present, left-hand corner of your screen. There you go. So make sure to call in. Give us your thoughts on what we're talking about here. We're still talking about the Conor Benn $15 million one-fight deal that he's got with Zuffa TKO, and there's a couple more things that we got to talk about as well. So the phone number is right there. Make sure to call in. What else?
BD, I got Navarrete by decision for that Nunez fight.
Is that right?
Yeah.
How confident? Yes.
I'm not like complete confident, but I'm like almost there with that with confidence. With this, I think he will definitely pull it off. But the problem is that his chin is kind of getting cracked slowly. So, but Nunez is, Nunez got better defense than him, but Nunez is shorter reach and everything. He's gonna take advantage of that shit. He doesn't move as much. He's not. He does move, but not as much. So, I think he's there to get tagged up by Nunez. By Navarrete.
Now, how
I think he pulls it off.
Are you're picking what's his name? You're picking Navarrete, but how? The reason why I asked you about the confidence thing is because he seems to be lackadaisical nowadays, the quintessential hot and cold fighter. How worried are you that we might not see the best Navarrete in there on Saturday?
I don't know. It's tough to say. I don't know. He definitely got will. He got a lot of will than what I've seen from Nunez. Even though Nunez doesn't probably party as much, or if he does it all.
Well, listen.
So I think he's gonna. It's not gonna be an easy night for him. But it's. I think he's gonna pull it off. Maybe like an 8-4.
8-4. All right, there you go.
8-4, something like that. 7-5. And then he probably got the judges in his favor too, because I don't think he won. I don't think he won that fight with Robert Conceição. I think Robert Conceição beat him, but because of the knockdowns. It swayed the judges. Yeah, it just sways people's minds. When people see knockdown, they automatically think the other guy won.
That's a good point.
The guy that got,
it's kind of like they only remember the last couple of rounds. Sometimes that happens with the people there, but I don't know about the judges though. But we'll see what happens. Gypsy. All I'm looking forward to is a good fight. I want Navarrete to give it his all, and I want him to be disciplined. I don't want to see this Twinkie eating, tortilla eating, chowing down guy. I want to see a real professional. We're gonna get.
What if that's his superpower? His spinach, so to speak.
Yeah, come on. Tortillas don't make you stronger, man. But anyway,
he's over here drinking cocktails at Camarón and shit before the fight.
Exactly. Yeah, that's why I've lost confidence in the guy. It's just like I did with Andy Luis. Let's go to the phone lines here, and then we'll get back to the panel. Let's go to 210. Hold on a second. 210. 210. You on the air? 210. What's on your mind?
Hey guys, Texas Southpaw. What's up?
Texas Southpaw. You mean Southpaw lefty?
Yeah. What's up, man?
No, don't try to change the name. Please don't do that, man. Please don't do that. Don't try to do like that. Well, I'm gonna change my name now.
Come on, bro. All right.
Rebranding. What is this?
Yeah, come on, man. Come on.
Marketing campaign.
I'm trying to be a better guy. I'm trying to be a better guy these days, man. But no, I agree with you. I want to make a point. I hear a lot of podcasts like really talking shit about Top Rank, and if anything, they're like, oh, they don't have a deal. But their fighters are happy. They're not complaining. They're still getting fights. If anything, they're probably playing it smart by not jumping on any kind of ship right now because we don't know which ones are going to sink or which one's going to float, you know? So who knows? Maybe some of their guys might do some fights with, you know, TKO and all that. So, you know, I think I got to stop the hate with Top Rank because they, if anything, if any promoter I trust that knows what they're doing, it's them because they've been doing it the best for the longest. So I just got to put that out there. But it's just funny hearing the interviews with the UFC fighters, like, this guy, I think his name is. They know who the fuck they are, but it's like when a girl's talking shit about another girl and she wants to like, but I don't really know her. I don't follow her. I don't. You know, she doesn't. I don't pay attention to her. But this is what I heard about her. You know what I mean? They know who they are.
But why though? Why would they do that though? Why? Like, do they feel insecure or something? I don't get it.
Jealousy.
No, because they're trying to make a point. If you're trying to degrade somebody, you're gonna act like they're like you don't know who they are. Like, this guy, I've never even heard of the guy or his name. They're messing up the name on purpose. I think he's a pretty good fighter. They know he's a big name in the UK. They know he's a huge name in the UK. These guys go to the UK a lot. They have UK fighters. They train in the same gyms as boxers, man. So it's like they know the boxing game. And I guarantee you most of these MMA fans are boxing fanatics because if you're anywhere near boxing and you really see the sweet signs for what it is, like how we see it, you know what I mean? All it takes is the exposure to the right fighter, the right training, the right whatever, and you're hooked. You're like, wow, this is amazing. You know what I mean? Even though it's all fucked up, the politics of it all, they're fanboys of boxing, and they wish they could fight. If any UFC fighter could switch over and get that pedigree from fighting in the amateurs all their teen years, they would soak it up and try to go into boxing because it's not only for more money, man. It's to me, it's more prestigious. Like, yeah, you know, UFCs came up, but when you see like that the prestige of a boxing champion, it just hits harder than like, I'm a UFC guy. Oh yeah, you fight in your underwear in a cage.
Ah, come on.
You know, wrestle around with the guy and kick them and hit them you can hit them when they're on the floor. Like, you know what I mean? It's just not an aesthetic. I mean, some fights are good, some fighters are okay. I get it, but it'll never be. You put the best MMA against the best boxing, and boxing kills it hands down.
Well, I'll say this, man. I'll say
bitterness,
this.
But I don't.
I'll say this. I agree with you that I prefer boxing, but that's not to say that MMA isn't entertaining. And these dudes train hard. They go through the ringer too, just like boxers do. So I think I do respect it. But what do you think about this? Somebody in the Discord people in the Discord were debating this, and they were saying that usually it's mostly MMA fans and guys talking about boxing than the reverse. What do you think about that?
Yeah, because it draws you in. Because if anything, like UFC kind of gives you a little curiosity about boxing. Like if you weren't really into boxing, but you're into MMA, you're gonna watch a little bit of boxing just because it's a combat sport that's kind of like a brother sport. So, and you're gonna see like when you see some really good clips or highlights of somebody in a high level boxing match, you're gonna be like, dude, that looks so much cleaner and more balanced and more it just looks better and it sounds better like than what the MMA guys are doing because their offenses are sloppy, their defenses are sloppy. And yeah, you could say it's about the feet because they got to worry about feet, blah, 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 blah. Dude, their offense and defense are trash, bro. I don't know that Padley fight. They were just like rock 'em, sock 'em. Like they were just like their defenses. They just jump back. That's their defense. They just jump back. That's how they defend. You know what I mean? So, I mean, and I want to shit on it, but I don't know. It's just funny. These guys are gonna be better. It's just and it's gonna cause, if anything, TKO is gonna cause a problem more with MMA than with boxing because I don't think they're gonna be able to take it over. But I want to talk about Floyd real quick, man, and I just want to contrast him with before I get out of here with man. Doesn't it mirror politics, man? Isn't he like Trump? He came in the game and he totally changed everything, the way Trump changed politics. He even has a mindless cult, like a MAGA cult, that TBE, the best ever. He has these mindless dudes that repeat anything he says, and like Trump will repeat lies, right? And he'll say them over and over and over, you know, lock her up, lock her up, lock her up, you know, make America. And then these mindless drones end up with the same thing, with the same hats. These guys have TMT hats. The MAGA cult has MAGA hats on. Like it's the same dumbasses that that just want a cult leader. You know what I mean? But
Interesting
and it
point.
just shows the bad guys. Oh, the bad guys always win in this world, man. Everybody thinks the world has to be fair. It's not, man. Trump's winning. He's a shitty dude. He's a bad president.
We're getting
but
political
he's
here.
still on top.
We're getting political here.
No,
Well,
I mean, no, I'm an independent. I'm an independent. But I'll just say he's trash. And the same thing with Floyd, man. These guys always win. Like Floyd he's the one who said, "Oh, they're cheating against me. They're using steroids and everything." And he was projecting because in the end he had more red flags than anybody else.
All
It's the same thing with Trump. When Trump's saying, "Oh, they stole the election," when if anything they're trying to redo districts and steal elections right now. So it's just the same exact craziness that just comes in, and you see the bad guys win, and it sucks, man. I hate that he's getting rewarded. It makes boxing look bad.
Well, it's an interesting parallel.
It's crazy that both these guys blew their fortune.
It's an interesting parallel, that's for sure. It's an interesting parallel that you drew, but we do have to move on.
It's exactly the same.
Well, I don't know about exactly the same.
Yeah. I appreciate it, man. Thanks for doing the show, man. I just wanted to.
All right, thank you for your call,
Southpaw. My bad.
Call back next time, man. Take it easy out there.
All right.
Yeah, he started getting into the politics there. We gotta be careful with the politics.
Isn't Floyd getting sued, or suing somebody for $350 million?
I don't know if it's Al Heyman, but I don't know if they're in Showtime, I think, but I don't know if that already
robbed
ended.
him of his own money, huh? He robbed him. I had a feeling he was going to do that.
We
One
shall
brother
see.
to another mother.
We shall see.
Brother.
Shout out to Gonzalo in the chat. Hope he's doing well. Let's go to another phone call here. Let's go to 818. 818, you're on the air. 818, what's on your mind?
Hello. I called in to talk about politics.
Nah, come on. No, you didn't. All right. Go ahead, man. What's on your mind?
Are we talking about the Floyd and Pacquiao, or are you guys previewing the Navarrete fight? I literally just saw you guys were like.
Whatever you want, man. Everything's on the table. Whatever you want to talk about.
I want to talk about the Navarrete fight. This is his first time unifying. I'm pretty excited. Navarrete's looked pretty bad in the last couple of years. Logic tells me he should lose and get knocked out, but my prediction is I got Navarrete by knockout.
Whoa! All right.
I don't know. I just see him doing it somehow. He just always finds a way, even though he's looked bad these last 3 years. And as for the Manny Floyd rematch, my first thought was, how did these guys blow through with so much money that they have to come back in their almost 50s to fucking fight again? You know, it's pretty sad. Yeah, and as for the MMA and boxing comparison, I feel if you watch boxing, I feel like you as a boxing fan, you're way more invested into the fighters. You know, we see them come up way longer. You know, a boxing career I feel is a bit longer than an MMA one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's true, but it just feels like that. What was it? Conor McGregor was on top of the world for 3-4 years. Canelo was number one, or I don't know. He was on the pound for pound for almost 10 years, maybe. Like Manny Pacquiao, same thing. Floyd, same thing. You know, it's like we see these guys go from when they first go pro to when they finally first get their first bell, or we see them go through their first version of adversity. You know, with MMA, I feel it's you kind of miss a lot of that, because with MMA fans, I think a lot of them just tune into like some pay-per-views, you know, or the main card. So they don't really get to see a guy come up. They really just see the finished product.
Well, from what I understand, MMA fans, they're there and watch most of the undercard fights. Whereas in boxing, it's sort of different. It's most people, but I mean, like to your point, they will watch it on the pay-per-view, most boxing fans, but the people who show up to the actual fights, usually they only show up for the main event or the co-main event, as they call it nowadays.
Yeah. No, that's true. That's true. And I guess supposedly the quality of matchups in MMA is better from undercards to top to bottom, right? So I could imagine more people would probably watch. But I feel like in boxing
we're just talking about comparing one company to the UFC.
What was that? What was that, Sobers? What?
We're really just comparing one company to the UFC, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because when I think of Bellator or Risen, I feel like the quality is like, I don't know. Some of those fights are worse than boxing undercards on YouTube. You know, it's just like fuck. And this is supposed to be like top tier MMA. Well, supposedly, you know.
Right. Well, I mean, listen. I mean, what the hell? Yeah. I think you've got
salute, Sobers.
All right, yeah. Shout out to you, man. Listen, we gotta move on here, but I don't know what's going on here with the OBS. But thank you for your call, man, and take it easy out there, right, man? Call back next time.
All right, for sure.
Take it easy, man. Yeah, that
I thought this was a family show, but what
it
the hell
is.
are you showing over
I
there?
don't know. That's it caught me off guard. I was like, what the hell is going on there? That's not MMA. That's not the MMA I watch. Not Super Bowl. Let's go to our phone. Hey, don't forget to hit the like, fellas. Hit the like, hit the like, hit the
My
like.
eyes are bleeding, man.
All right, let's go to a phone call here. Let's go to 914. 914, you're on the air. 914, what's on your mind?
I'll say that the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight, I think, is the best example of what a incredibly devastating sport boxing is for the participants. Because how can Mayweather, a person who in his whole career has probably made close to $1 billion, he's made, at least from various accounts, around $800 million, and he's at this.
Go ahead.
And he's at the stage now where apparently his financial situation is in such dire straits that he has to now take a fight. By the way, for those who don't know, now I'm sure people on your show do because they are boxing fans, but many may not understand that this is not an exhibition. This is a professional fight, so it's going on his professional record. Imagine the amount of focus he's had to have over his whole career to achieve the impossible, which is be undefeated against the best opposition, the best opponents in the sport for decades. From the time that he turned professional after winning an Olympic medal until now, he has never been defeated. He's never seen disgrace in the ring. And now he's prepared to put that on the line because of the fact he was not able to manage his finances in a good way. In a good way is truly shocking and very sad. And I think, in my opinion, I think part of it is due to the fact that anybody who gets hit in the head constantly, it might be difficult. That's my theory. It might be difficult for them to transition into business and to think about doing different things, such as what to invest in, how to value those investments, who are the best advisors to get around you. Making all of these decisions consistently, because any doctor will tell you that people in boxing who are involved in the sport end up with a lot of issues, psychological issues, etc., because of the constant head trauma that they endure.
It's a difficult sport, that's for sure. Anybody that's made their money in boxing certainly earned it, or at least most of them. So yeah, man. Are you interested in the fight, Lion Leo? Are you gonna end up watching it on Saturday?
Not particularly. Well, the thing is that I doubt that there'll be any other contest or. Who's that in the background? Sorry, I can't even hear what.
Yeah, I didn't hear.
What's being said.
I didn't hear that either. I mean, I heard a little something faint, but yeah, go ahead. Sorry, September, Saturday. Are you gonna watch the fight?
I probably will, because I doubt that there'll be any other fight going on at the same time. But I think that Floyd has slipped to the extent that Pacquiao is more likely to beat him, especially because Pacquiao, in the eyes of many, won against Mario Barrios. So he's still more active. He's fought better opposition. He's fought professional boxers. Floyd has only been doing exhibitions. So it's quite sad. And I even read the Business Insider article that talked about a lot of the financial issues that Floyd has experienced so far. He took out apparently a $54 million loan with a 9% interest rate, which means that he'll have to pay $4-point-something million back on the loan in the first year in interest, in the first year. And if he doesn't pay back any of the principal, the next year he'll probably pay around $5 million, rising from there. So how can you, and with that loan, not only has he taken out a loan of $54 million, but they used several of his houses as collateral. So, he's allegedly had issues paying tax. He's been sued by people that he bought jewelry from. There's one group of, I guess, jewelers who are from, excuse me, he was supposed to, there's another, aside from the jury, there was another issue where he was supposed to go to Nigeria, and he was paid an advance of around $250,000. He didn't turn up. They sued him in court, and they got a $2 million plus judgment against him, which he appealed, but the appeal was denied. So these are the tiny, tiny issues that he gets involved in, and he just keeps on building and building. And then he's had so many tax liens, etc. They closed down his nightlife entertainment club. Let me put it that way. So, he should not be in this position.
That's
he
right.
should not be, because he should have the right people around him.
Now that he has been leading an extravagant, profligate lifestyle. Now, I have to ask though, when you said that you read it on the Business Insider article, did you really read it, or did you hear us mention it 10 minutes ago about the 54 million loan?
Okay, this may shock you, but I actually read. Okay.
Ah, come on. Why would it shock me? Come on. What are you getting at here? Come on.
No. It's a joke. It's a joke. But I read the whole. I read the whole article from beginning to end. I don't know who keeps on making ad-libs in the background.
Yeah, I don't know either, man. And I don't. But no, I believed you, and I never doubted you for a second.
Bullshit.
Now, anything else on legal before we move on?
Yeah, kick off that guy on your panel who keeps on making those background.
I'll tell you what I'll do.
Noises because he's completely.
I'll do you one better. Yeah. I'll actually censor them every time they talk. I'll hit the censor button. There you go.
Oh,
I'll censor the person. All right, fantastic. All right, thank you for your call there, Line Legal, and
right,
call back next time, man. Take it easy.
There's a video.
Go ahead.
Thank you, caller. There's a video of we're thinking like Al Heyman issue with Mayweather, but it's there's some stuff that I won't mention over here on your channel. Maybe when we're off. That some people, with the smaller hats.
Ah, come on. I mean, what do you, okay.
No. There's a video. I'll pull out the on and I'll show you. Not over here. Not here. So this is my opinion. It's not BDA's, by the way.
Don't make me pull up the disclaimer, please. We already had somebody going at it with Line Legal. Now you're starting to bring up the Desert Tribe.
I'm not going to talk about that. Yes, I do believe Floyd is broke.
All right,
that's why he's doing this.
Well, let me read this.
I do believe that. Yeah.
Let me just read this. Shout out to Rapax Trucking Company for extending his membership program. Shout out to Rapax Trucking Company 10-4, always on the road. And he says, Mr. BDA, do you have any plans on making a custom-made emoji? Bucho, is that possible? Don't we already have emojis for the membership, guys?
I think we can add more. It depends, because you need a certain level of members in order to increase the quantity of emojis. So right now there's 10 emojis, I think.
I just posted them, one of them right now.
But what does he say? What else you want? I need ideas here. What would be the new emoji, guys?
Use the Mike Tyson ass one.
Really? Is that is YouTube gonna allow that?
I mean, it's a pair of ass cheeks. It's not completely uncovered ass cheeks. It's got the whatchamacallit, the guard protector, the jock strap.
It's just an old 60-year-old's ass. That's
exactly. Nothing wrong with that. By the way, we got to recognize.
I'll consult with the lawyers. Yeah.
Yeah. Confer with our attorneys, and we'll come up with a determination. Recognize. We were just talking about Conor Benn's deal, one fight deal with Zuffa TKO. He's getting paid $15 million, and apparently some UFC fighters now are starting to stir the pot a little bit, talking about, well, how come he's getting paid? Now, the distinction here is, however, is that they're not, Dana White and the Zuffa treasure trove is not paying Conor Benn. Apparently, it's the Sheik. So some of these guys are a little bit mistaken about the money. But
Zuffa is Zuffa part of Turkey?
Well, they're aligned now, right? Because they got the TKO, which owns UFC and wrestling and something else, I believe. And the Sheik is aligned in some way. I think he owns. I think the UFC ones is partially in control, partially in control of that, but not fully. It's a little complicated. I'm not fully sure how to explain it here.
So, well, I guess because Dana White's involved, his fight is on the UFC side. I'm like, wait a second, what the fuck? This dude's getting $15 million. What about us?
Exactly. Yeah.
Is that?
That's what's going on.
Yeah, but recognize. Did you see that what they were saying is like, oh, I don't even know who this guy is. I don't even. Okay, they didn't even do any research. Like if you do a little bit of research, they know that Conor Benn is famous because of his father, because he had 2 fights with Chris Eubank Jr. and he has the whole of the UK. I mean, the whole of the UK knows who he is. So if Zuffa wants to have a footprint in the UK market, then they're gonna use this guy, right? So that's why he's worth $50 million. It's fucking obvious. Like,
hey, no need to swear, man. Come on. Well, actually, it's not Sunday, so we can swear. We can swear. Let me go to the phone lines here, and then we'll get back to the panel. Let's go to 323. 323, you're on the air. 323, what's on your mind?
I think he just ended up in an accident, bro.
Yeah.
Wait. That's
He's definitely in an accident right now. He's gonna come out with
I thought that was Gypsy. I thought that was Gypsy because
I don't end up in accidents, bro. They can't touch me.
I remember somebody did the same. Somebody did the same gag. Must have been 5-7 years, over 5 years ago. But I actually think
I know what you mean. Hey man, that was a train wreck, bro. That's all it was. I was on a train. Train got fucking,
Exactly.
derailed. Breaking into his own house or something like that. He knocked.
No, that was that was Gypsy rummaging.
Something like that. But I'm pretty sure it was not. It was the lamp in the train.
No, we're talking. I think Refkan is talking about you rummaging through your closet 7-8 years ago when we were doing the show, and you're making noise. You're making all of a sudden everything falls. It sounded like the whole closet collapsed on you.
Oh, that was Gypsy.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, and I remember.
The funny thing is, you guys heard all that shit, but it was just a door.
Ah, come on. Yeah, right. Yeah, just the door. The whole fucking door.
You remember Stu?
It's a heavy ass door, bro. It's a heavy ass door.
Yeah, Stu was like, "Come on, bro, come on. What's going on? What's going on?"
Man, that door needed WD-40, and I didn't put no WD-40 on it. That's what happened.
You're gonna need some WD-40 in your ass if you keep making noise. That's what you're gonna need.
Hey, just for letting me know. Hey, you told me this Sunday. I was holding myself back, so now
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Pull my hair and slap me across the face and call me a bitch.
All right,
damn this fucking bitch.
Let's go to the phone lines here. Let's go to 323. 323, you're on the air. 323, what's on your mind? How can it be 2 accidents at the same time? Did you walk away from the first one?
Yeah, I was going to say, wait a second.
Outrageous.
He jumped out of that car crash.
This one's a plane crash. This is a plane crash. That's not a fucking car crash.
That was outrageous.
The first one was a car crash. The second one was a plane crash.
I mean, I wish I could identify. I wish I had the acoustical knowledge that you have that you can discern that. But I also wanted to mention this because we're still not done with the whole Zuffa, TKO, whatever. Max Kellerman jumping into the fray of all of this. As you know, Max Kellerman employed by Zuffa TKO. And let's replay a little bit of. I'm not gonna play the video. I don't want to risk it, but just the audio of Max Kellerman in the inaugural TKO Zuffa event, and check out what he had to say.
I have literally been waiting for this, for right now, my entire life.
I mean, and you should see I forget the guy's name, the former ESPN guy, his face when Max Kellerman says that. But yes, people are criticizing and have been criticizing Max Kellerman for his commentary during these fights. Not only the glazing, as they like to call it nowadays, the glazing that he does for Zuffa TKO, but also some of the stuff he says, like, Walsh reminds me of, who did he Walsh? He said Walsh reminded him of somebody, of Roy Jones. Liam Walsh reminds me of Roy Jones. And he said something else that even Andrew Ward called him out on. I said, people are going to take you literally, what you're saying literally. Well, now Max Kellerman is going at it with Eddie Hearn, saying, mind your business. Check out what he had to say. He said, they, meaning all the old school boxing promoters, have been going at Zuffa and mentioning me by name. Kellerman said of Hearn and De La Hoya on his Game Over podcast. They have been going after Zuffa and talking wild about me. This dude, he's talking like a Zoomer now. They thought they'd be talking shit about me. Then he says, you can't talk wild on Monday and be crying on Tuesday, Kellerman continued. You can't be talking about how on Monday these guys suck and they're nothing and I'm so much better, and then on Tuesday crying about a loss. So he's referring to Eddie Hearn losing Conor Benn, and one day earlier he was going at Dana White, and then the next day he says he's heartbroken over Benn walking away. The article continues. Throughout broadcast history, Kellerman says, or even media history, whenever there has been an expansion, boxing has expanded with it. But the status quo is not good for boxing or boxing fans, Kellerman said. Here's the new game. Talking about Zuffa. And guys like Eddie Hearn or Oscar De La Hoya who are flailing and insulting Dana White and Nick Khan, I don't know why you'd pick those two guys to have a fight with. And me, he says. So he's adding himself on the same level as Dana White and Nick Khan. Me either, he says. You really don't want it. What's going on with Max Kellerman? Is it because he's always able to find employment that he thinks he's untouchable or something? He just said, me either. You really don't want it. You think Oscar De La Hoya and Eddie Hearn are afraid of Max Kellerman? Then he says, what they haven't understood is the game is already over. They just don't know it. Game over. Game over, man. And my best advice to them would be don't talk wild on a Monday and literally cry on a Tuesday. First of all, he's not literally crying. See, he sounds like a Zoomer. He sounds like some of these people that we have on the YouTube, in the YTBC, when they go, oh, these people are crying because they got a prediction wrong. I mean, come on. And then he says, what you should be doing is literally minding your business. Well, what do you guys think about Max Kellerman's comments on Eddie Hearn? Are they on the way out and is the game over, as he says?
I
don't think so.
I don't know.
I think it's possible that he's right, but he's such a piece of shit.
Who, Max Kellerman?
Like, I wouldn't be that confident.
we all know.
I wouldn't be as confident. He's very confident. He sounds very confident, obviously, and I think it's a little premature at this point.
Maybe it is premature. Maybe time will tell. But
right,
yeah, he's.
Well, isn't Kellerman like a Zuffa cuck now?
He is.
Well, he big time. Well, I mean, he's employed by them, right? So he's gonna be talking shit like that. But he wants a promotion, I guess. I don't know already.
BDA, is he trying to sound like a wise guy? Mind your business, Eddie. Like a zooming wise guy, though.
Yeah, you're talking to me all wrong.
Threatening them. He's threatening them.
You're talking to me all wrong. It's the wrong tone, the wrong attitude. It's like he thinks he's
mind your business.
Hey, yo,
it's like he's gonna visit him and give him a slap. That's what he sounds like.
I mean, Max Kellerman. Look, listen, Max Kellerman and Jimmy's the one that opened my eyes to this, and Thunderdome too, because he read an article once on his show about how Max Kellerman was jumping from the reason he can jump from network to network, from ESPN to Fox Sports in the early 2000s, and then to HBO, which was the home of boxing, and then to ESPN, and now back to on Zuffa. He has a Hollywood agent. Him and his brother, they wanted to be screenwriters. They wanted to be famous. But then they found out it wasn't really working. So then they got into the rapping because I was hot, right? And they were from Brooklyn, and they're from the tribe and from Brooklyn. So there's that association there, or that interlapping or interloping or intermingling is what I'm trying to get at. And then his brother continued with the screenwriting, and Max Kellerman segued into TV. And I used to watch him. He transitioned to boxing via public access. And I don't want to throw recognize under the bus, but certain people in New York were crank calling into his into his show. So that's
it wasn't me.
He did it.
I thought he went to gay porn. That explains the herpes on his fucking.
Well, you're talking about Kellerman. Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
but so that's why he was able to jump from business to business. He didn't really. I mean, he fell into boxing because it was a thing that came easiest at that point. But yeah, people are right to criticize him for the shilling, and he's right to criticize Eddie Hearn too, because Eddie Hearn was talking a big game, and then all of a sudden he starts playing victim. Like, I'm heartbroken that Conor Benn left me. It's like, come on, you're a promoter, man. Suck it up. Let's go to the phone lines real quick, and then we'll get back to this. 323, you're back on the air, man. Hopefully you're okay. What's up?
Oh, I'm totally good, man. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it. Anyway, did you guys enjoy the C-level fighter spectacle the other night? I really love how people like Max Kellerman are talking about Ryan Garcia being this really talented fighter and that he changed his approach and him and his dad are doing the work. When in all reality, he just fought a guy that's a C-minus fighter. So you have a C-plus fighter fighting a C-minus fighter. And the whole card was pretty much the same.
Are you sure Ryan Garcia is not a C?
Versus C-level fighter.
Are you sure he's not a C? Are you sure Ryan Garcia is not a C+ and Barrios C-minus?
Yeah, that's what I said. Like they're like one guy's maybe a C+ and the other guy's a C-.
Okay, well, how about we were generous to Barrios and say C?
C-.
I don't know, man. I mean, the guy sucks, dude.
Right, how about Ryan Garcia's B-? How about Ryan Garcia's B- and Barrios?
Listen, just for the record, they both fucking suck. And I mean, you know what? It made for an entertaining night of fighting because I did like what's that dude's name? The Japanese guy.
Hiroka.
Fuck, I keep forgetting his name. Hiroka. Yeah, Hiroka and
Gary Russell.
Yeah, that was a good fight. And I think he won. And I think he won the fight. I think he won the fight. I had it like 5-7, and that was with the point deduction. I think he won the fight for me convincingly because he hurt Russell many times in the fight. I think when Russell was doing the inside work in the first like 4 or 5 rounds, I had him kind of evened up, but his inside game wasn't as good as Hiroka's inside game. When he started hitting him in the inside, in the body, he was hurting him, and he was inflicting a lot more damage. And I had it more leaning the other way. I think the scorecards were ridiculous. I think the fight card was even though it was a bunch of C-level fighters, I thought it was entertaining. C-level versus C-level all the way. But what I don't like is all this. First of all, Brian didn't deserve a title shot. We all know that. That's fucking ridiculous.
Well, that's your opinion.
And the second thing is all the commentators going on the next day, like Monday morning quarterbacks, going like, "Oh, he had it in him the whole time. He knew he could do it. And, you know, if he focused, he could be really good. And he's his defense, and he didn't get hit that much." I'm like, "What are you guys talking about? He fought a shittier fighter than he is. One shitty fighter fought an even shittier fighter, and then you're giving him fucking praise for that." It was ridiculous.
I agree.
Anyway,
I agree to a certain extent, but what I will say is that certain fighters put up worse performances, and yet they get praised up to the moon. You know, and so I guess that's just the name of the game nowadays.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, because who are they doing? Who are they doing this for? Because they're not doing it for us. Like, we're the real boxing fans. They're not doing it for us.
That's right.
Who are these shows for? Like that Max Kellerman and all the lineup of clowns they've got up there. Like, they're not doing this for us. Because I catch a little bit of it, and the other day I just let my YouTube go and I heard that Max Kellerman thing after the fight, and I think it was the Monday or Tuesday after the fight. And I just couldn't believe, like, who's this guy talking to? Like, who's this show even for?
Right.
It's not for any of us. Because nobody I know would listen to this garbage. It's just dumb. Anyway, the Floyd Mayweather thing, like, who cares? Really? Who gives a fuck, dude? I don't even care. The first one sucked. The second one's going to just be like geriatric wars. I mean, we're going to have a better time watching some old guy spit up pudding soup. You know, it's not going to be any good. We all know what's going to happen. Floyd's just going to do what he does best and just pity pat and run. And Manny Pacquiao is going to struggle to get anything off.
I don't even know if he can do that, though.
I mean, no, he's just not going to be. It's going to be pretty awful. I'm glad it's not on pay-per-view. That's all. At least there's that, right?
That's right. That's true.
I don't know. Is there anything big coming up?
No, I mean, other than that, I'm looking forward to Aitauma versus Franklin. Yeah, the Fury. I know Gypsy's looking forward to Fury Magmudov. That's the one that he's got circled in his calendar. But other than that, yeah, we're kind of slim pickings for the moment.
Is Gypsy wearing Tyson Fury's jockstrap over his face?
Ah, come on.
Yes, he is.
I know your mom. Your mom's bra. That's what I'm
Oh,
right
wait a minute. All right, listen.
Oh,
I don't know what's going on here.
Right now, Gypsy's got his Tyson Fury call.
He's got the jockstrap.
Fucking Buffalo Bill.
He's got the jockstrap over his face.
All right, we gotta go. But listen.
Anyway.
Yes.
Anyway, you guys, take it easy. Have a good one.
You too, Don Madrazo. Thank you for your comment, and thank you for keeping the salty language to an appropriate minimum. Take it easy out there.
Oh, fuck that. Come on.
Come on.
You blew it!
It was almost a good call. And then he had to go and blow it.
You blew it!
All right, I'm going to close the phone lines for the...
I got to say something. That Japanese guy did not win that fight. He lost by a point because of that cuffing that he did with the ball sack. I mean, but that doesn't mean that he lost the fight just because of that incident. I mean, I was scoring the fight. It was pretty damn near.
You know who else agreed with you?
At one point. Who?
Kerr.
Tell me.
Shakur Stevenson, right there on the screen. Kerr.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Kerr is always gonna be defending the Brown stuff. It's all good.
Oh,
but
wait a
it's not
minute.
that.
Come on now.
No. I'm being honest. I mean, I'm not a Japanese guy. I mean, like not the Puerto Rican stuff. That's
Well,
what I meant, man.
Hiroka is half Jamaican, so I don't think it had anything to do with that.
Russell almost lost that fight, but Russell did pull it off, and I think by that one point. And the thing is with Albright and what's the other guy, Frank Martin. That was a straight up draw. But Frank Martin. If there was two more rounds, I think he would have got the job done. Albright would have knocked out Frank Martin, but just because of the 10-round fight, he survived. He was trying to survive, but he did win a lot of rounds. He won like 6, and that's not 6-5, and then the other guy won 5. It was 5-5, and that was it.
You gave him 6 rounds. That's already.
It was 5-5, and I mean, Albright did damage. So did Frank, but Frank is chinny, and Frank should have been knocked out realistically, but he made it possible for him to win 5 rounds, and well, yeah, it should have been a draw. It was perfect. The decision was done properly.
I hope you're not talking about Frank Bay. He ain't chinny. He's far from chinny. Let me tell you, I've heard the stories.
Yeah, could be chinny if I hate him.
Oh, wait a minute. All right, listen. I was about to close the phone lines, but we got a phone call coming in. Let's go to 818. 818, you're on the air. 818, what's on your mind?
Hey there, BDA. I just want to say Max Kellerman, Glazes, Turkey Al-Sheik, almost as much as always Hovers, Glazes, you, man. This guy, he's a sellout, man. He'll say whatever. He's a company.
How old are you, kid? You sound like you're 13. Have your balls dropped yet?
Listen, man.
You sound just like him.
You shut the fuck up.
Yeah, so stop talking, little boy. That's why you stop talking when I talk, right?
Zuffa boxing.
That's the good little bitch.
Zuffa boxing.
When's the next time you going live?
It's gonna flop.
Hey, buddy, when's the next time you going live?
Hey, yo, BDA, can you mute?
Hey, buddy, when's the next time you going? When's the next time you going live?
Well, I was letting you guys go at it. I was letting you,
so we can interact with you guys.
I was letting
this
you guys.
The whole point of it.
I was letting you guys go at it a little bit, but okay, let's hear out what this TBS, right? I'm assuming.
Right.
Oh, what's up, TBS?
Yeah.
Good to hear from you. What's up? What's on your mind?
I think Zuffa boxing, man, it's gonna flop. They got a bunch of washed up boxers, man. Andy Ruiz. Who else they got? Conor Benn coming off 2 losses, man. They're overpaying. It's gonna be like the PBC all over again. They're overpaying boxers that don't deserve that kind of money. And that's my thoughts. And Hovers is a gay midget. Simp. All right.
Hey, BDA, can you tell him to let me talk, please? BDA, can you do something about this?
Well, there you go.
Yeah, like a little white pussy.
Hey, VDA, I got to correct the caller. He said that Conor Benn is coming off 2 losses. He won his last fight.
Well, I think it was a slight mistake. A slight mistake, aberration.
Flustered, bro. I had him, I had to keep him on his toes.
I got to tell you, when Frank Bay said that Sobers' nickname is, what did he say, the Invader? Frank, what did you call him?
The Hitman?
The Hitman, yeah. He's, Hitman.
Or the Sniper.
Once their identity comes out, they make a lot of enemies because people say, "Hey, wait a minute, he killed Heidegger, or he killed Jaeger. I mean, hey, that was my friend." So they go after him. So that's what. But I always say, never Sobers the guy. His life story is looking for enemies, making friends, because he ends up making friends with everybody in the long term. Well, not everybody, obviously.
I had a better name for Sobers. I call him Sabrina. So that was only
I forgot about that. Yeah, you call him Sober. That makes no sense, man. What the fuck is Sober?
I know it's funny because it's actually word in Spanish.
All love, bro. I was just fucking with you. But that's a good name, though.
It's all right. I mean, it makes me laugh. I mean, it's not exactly.
Every time you call me that, I just call you Gypsy Queen, right?
Oh.
It's all good. You can call me that. I'll call you Sabrina.
All right. Well, listen, the phone lines, that concludes the phone line portion. And we haven't even scratched the surface. Well, we still have a couple of things. We still have a couple of things to talk about here. First of all, there was a rumor going on Twitter that supposedly there were these ESPN executives during Top Rank's tenure on ESPN, and that these dudes were sort of working or aligned in some way with Zuffa TKO, and then they ended up sabotaging Top Rank's tenure over at ESPN. But not, and apparently there's names, but I just don't know the guys' names. I saw them on Twitter. But apparently those two dudes are working now for Zuffa over at Paramount, and so now Top Rank and ESPN are back in talks. They're back in communication, talking about a potential renewal of their deal or a new deal. So we'll see what happens with that. We might just see Top Rank back on ESPN again, and maybe it wasn't all Todd DeBoeuf's fault that the product was going down the toilet. Because listen, they kept pushing Shakur Stevenson down their throats. They should have been pushing Emmanuel Navarrete. Now, of course, Navarrete, like I said earlier, he didn't do himself any favors by laxing in his training. But nevertheless, it's time that Top Rank starts pushing guys like Emiliano Vargas, Abdullah Mason, and this whole Mayweather thing. It doesn't work. Trying to find a new Mayweather. Yes.
Navarrete got a tough fight, bro. That dude, Nunez. That kick a fucking punch, boy. Gotta be careful.
You know, they said that one of the in the underground forums, they're saying he punches like BDA. But I mean, that's what they're saying. I'm not saying it, but I'm just saying, I'm just letting you know that that's the book.
You're not saying it. Of course it wasn't you. It was somebody else saying that.
I mean, it wasn't me, obviously. It wasn't me with a bunch of burner accounts.
That's good. That's because you're on the peds, man. We all know you're on the peds.
I mean, that's fake news.
You're taking the same shit that Haney's taking. Oh, I mean, Ryan is taking.
Fake news all around from the Gypsy Queen, as sobers like to, or Sabrina, I should say, as Sabrina likes to call. Shout out to Rafael Garza, by the way, for his contribution with the super chat, and he says, "Will Zuffa promote American slick style?" That's an interesting question. Shout out to Rafael Garza. Do you guys think they're gonna go to the same old playbook and try to find the next? They're gonna sign guys like. Yeah.
You know something, BDA in America that's mainstream, the slick style. So like they don't, they might start off not that way, but at the end they'll start promoting guys like that. Like I kind of see Turkey doing that with Shakur. Mm-hmm. Like it seemed he wanted the more action-packed fights, and next thing you know, like he's promoting Shakur, this ass style fighter, as his main guy.
Yeah, because people say, well, Shakur Stevenson, everyone focuses on the clinching. It's not about the clinching. It's the lack of action, the lack of punching. Or it could be movement, excessive movement. It could be clinching. It's a trifecta. It's the ass cheek and the whole of the ass style. That's what it is, essentially. It's lack of action.
You're asking who to pick from, Shakur Stevenson style or Devin Haney's?
I mean, if I had to choose between one of those.
Maybe Shakur. Come on, right? It's gonna be Shakur. They're both ass, but you probably go with Shakur.
Yeah, Stevenson's better because at least I've seen. Yeah, at least Stevenson against Hartunonian, he went for it willingly. Not so much against Cepeda. I know people like to make a big deal about. He chose to stand down. He didn't choose much, but against Hartunonian, who can crack, he stood in front of him. So I give him credit for that. Haney, on the other hand, like I said, if you rewatch that sparring session of Shakur Stevenson and Haney, and I know it was from way back in the day, but if you watch how the first 2 rounds are competitive, then Shakur Stevenson starts finding his timing, and Haney, his plan B, instead of turning it up, ratcheting up the action, ratcheting it up, he starts clinching. That's his go-to move. When things start getting too hot, he starts clinching, he starts mauling and wrestling, but it's not infighting. It's clinching, it's hugging. Whereas Stevenson can actually fight on the inside. So yes,
I gotta give Shakur. Shakura some Stevenson some credit because I rewatched the fight and I noticed what he was doing with Tio. That was a little bit, a few inches, just like slight few inches here and there, throwing off angles and made him completely miss. That was pretty impressive. Mm-hmm. Well done, but you could have finished him. Well, I don't think he could have finished him, to be honest. Even with all those great performance he had, I don't think he still could finish him because Tio got a lot of heart in him and he's not going to quit. So.
Yeah, it was a good performance. The defense certainly, like you said, on point. But when it comes to offense, it's gonna be interesting to see how they keep marketing this guy, or if they can market him. Zuffa TKO Top Rank back, potentially back on ESPN. We'll see what happens. Also, people were talking. Somebody posted a list on the Discord of the Zuffa signings, and they got like guys like Diego Lasabache Torres, like we said. I think they had Gvozdyk in there, and again, they're not signing up top 10 pound for pounders or the box office stars of today. but they're good names. So somebody started posting some of the recent signings. I don't know who it was on Twitter. I saw this one on Twitter, but I only saved the photo. So forgive me if I don't know who made this, the source. But somebody said that this is a new acquisition from from Zuma TKO, 20 million. Look at that. Wouldn't you? I mean, that's a must-see entertainment right there from old Butterbean. And again, and I don't know who made this one, but this is big if true. Look at this.
Well,
Signed.
Butterbean is disabled. He's like, I think he's like on a fucking wheelchair or something at this point in time.
Right.
20 million they offered to get met on a wheelchair.
I'm waiting for people in the chat to say which one of those is BDA. I am waiting for that joke. Also, by the way, did you guys check it out though on the Ryan Garcia versus Mario Barrios throughout the undercard? Tyson Fury was in attendance. Did you guys see how he's looking slim? Check this out. Look at this. Makhmudov, watch out. Look how he looks. Even I don't know, has he been look maxing? Because he doesn't even look like the same guy.
I don't know. He's like he's probably on the Ozempic.
I think he's been hanging out with Clavicular or whatever his name is.
He's on that slim fast.
He's looks
Ozempic.
He's looks maxing right now.
That's
He's
right.
mogging.
He's hammer. What do they call it? Hammer looks maxing. When they take a hammer and they little by little they start thumping the cheekbones every day. Hammer.
Oh, that gotta hurt.
I've never heard of that. That sounds crazy, bro.
What was that Zoolander movie? The blue steel look, whatever they call that shit.
Uh-huh.
So he got that. That's what he got right now. No, you know what it is, bro? It's Thailand. It's hot as fuck, and I've never heard this fool training in Thailand. And he's like sweating his balls off, and it's probably like he's probably gonna see I don't know about actual performance in the ring, but definitely gonna probably see a much fitter looking Fury than you've ever seen before, or maybe almost as good as when he fought Klitschko.
Maybe, I don't know, man. We'll see. By the way, people in the chat are saying it's called bone smashing. Bone smashing. Thank you guys. Thank you for letting us know. Bone smashing. That's the new trend on TikTok and other platforms. What else was I gonna say about that?
They should ban social media.
Well, the interesting thing is I don't need to do any of that. It just comes, all that, people look at me and they go, I've seen, young guys have come up to me, and they go like, BDA, sir, what do you do? Like, when do you take supplements and do you smash your face with a hammer? I go, no, sorry, man, puro naturalito, as they say, as Margarita used to say. By the way,
is that in your dreams or your thoughts?
Come on, man. What are you going to, I was on a roll. I was hoping nobody would call me on, and Frank has to go ahead and do that. Hey, but Frank
you said little boys. You in Philippines or Thailand?
First of all, okay, see now you're piling up on old Mr. BDN. I'm not gonna have it. I'm gonna start fighting back. Hey, Frank Bay, what is this that you posted this with Shakur Stevenson?
That's him being a little biatch. Talking about he's not willing to take risks. It's real suspect.
Let's see what he has to say.
This is all you need to know about this guy because you guys were just talking about him.
Let me boost the volume up here a little bit.
And it's a risk with that, right? You don't know you got him figured out. Everyone else, so I guess it was like, all right, it's right, and you blowing somebody out, right? 8-0, 9-0, and then you say, fuck it. I'm gonna take the risk in this 10th, 11th round, and we're gonna trade it out and duke it out.
Yeah.
And then during the risk, he crack you and catch you.
Yeah.
What the?
But who's gonna do that to him? Is he facing Julian Jackson, or I don't get it? Like, and by the way, there's another lesson to be had here. Eric Morales, when he fought Manny Pacquiao, a legitimate puncher who was running through almost everybody down there in the bantamweight. I mean, super bantamweight, and then featherweight. Eric Morales was ahead on the scorecards, and in the 12th round, what did he do? He said, "Screw it, let's throw it down." He didn't have to. And that people were cheering him on. That's why Morales is still so beloved, and he was able to get the accolades as well, the titles and all that. He had it both ways. I remember Larry Merchant after the fight. He goes, "But you really wanted to trade with him, even though you were ahead. You wanted to trade with him." And then Morales in Spanish goes, "Did you like it?" And Merchant goes, "I loved it." And Morales goes, "Gracias." He was really humble. Like, yeah, thank you, because that's what he was fighting for. He was fighting for the fans. Shakur Stevenson doesn't give a shit about the fans.
For you.
Let's see what he had to say here. Hold on.
What type of dumb shit have you just done during this fight to where you was winning the entire fight and now you hurt and this nigga done got you? Because he can crack.
See, that's how he thinks. He thinks one punch. What's that?
Wouldn't that suggest that the fight is not that good? The guy that was up 8-0, and as soon as he tried to do some damage, he got fucking clipped. Wouldn't that just suggest he's just not that good?
I mean, that's exactly why is he afraid of getting hit one time and he's going to go down? I mean, it's.
I like these guys. You let them speak, and if you're paying attention, they'll give up how they really feel about themselves. So.
Like Butcher was saying about Tim Bradley. He's talking about Snack. Oh, there you're Ryan Garcia Snack. And I'm thinking, and Butcher said, well, why wasn't he saying this about Terrence Crawford? All of a sudden, now Snack is a big problem. All of a sudden, it never been around Snack. All of a sudden, it was invented in the last 2 weeks. It was never around before then. I mean, these people, like you said, recognize. Let them talk, and they give themselves away.
But he's exposing Snack. That's what he's doing.
We got Foo TV jumping in. Foo. Hey, by the way, what happened? What happened yesterday with your stream? It was a very interesting stream, I must say.
Oh, they took it down. I got it back up again. I got it up.
Yeah, I'm putting it up on the screen here, and very interesting. It reminded me of something else, man. Reminded me of another program.
It kind of reminds me of your program for some reason. I think somebody ripped me off.
Can't put my finger on it.
Somebody ripped me off.
I'm gonna have to. I know you don't want to give your secrets away, but if you could tell me later on how you actually pulled it off. Did you just chroma key the chat, or how did you do that?
Oh, it's a lot of different layers. That chat was actually a live chat.
Right. Yeah, that was the one from
That was actually a chat that you had like a day ago or something. I just put it in there. And it would be a massive file if I funneled the whole thing. So it's live. It's a video that's running in there. Everything else is like screen captures, recordings. I went in there and I redid the logo.
That's a lot of work, man. And then having De La Hoya there.
And actually, it didn't take that long, but I thought it was kind of fun.
Now you're being humble. It's like it wasn't that much.
FUTV, what does FUDA stand for? Far up the ass?
That makes no sense. Oh, man.
Oh.
Hey, I want to hear what FU has to say about the O'Malley comments, and also Mighty Mouse, complaining about. I think they're complaining. They're crying about.
Isn't that what the Ali Act is supposed to prevent? Situations like that, where you're someone who can, you're the best in the world, you're supposed to be able to draw a crowd or whatever, and you're getting screwed over by your promoter. Isn't that what's happening to these MMA fighters associated with the UFC? And that's supposed to be the whole difference, right? They don't have that law for the UFC for MMA fighters.
Oh, what is it that they were complaining about?
Well, they were crying about
Conor Benn. My bad. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Say Conor Benn supposedly getting $15 million for his fight with Zuffa Boxing, a one-fight deal, and you got guys like DJ and Sugar Sean O'Malley complaining about it, like, damn, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and I can't get a quarter of that kind of pay.
Yeah.
And they're like, and they don't even know who Conor Benn is.
I don't even know who Conor Benn is. This guy, I don't know. He's getting paid $15 million. Yeah, I don't even know him. He said.
I mean, they just don't watch boxing, I guess. He's big in the UK, isn't he?
Well, that's the thing. That's why he has value, according to Sufa, right? They see value in the guy, so they want according to them, he's worth $50 million because maybe with through Conor Benn they can get into the UK market. But these guys don't. These guys from the UFC, they don't even do some basic research. I've never heard of him. I'm so shocked he's getting $50 million. Do some research and you'll find out why.
Yeah, but I think it's all going in the direction of like the UFC. Eventually, these guys they're not going to make as much as they currently are. You cannot have stacked cards when you're paying guys $15 million a piece. It's just not going to happen. To get that UFC model with those really good cards, you're going to have to lower the pay wage. Not going to have these giant paydays. This is like the end of this, I think. It's going to be, large sum of money for multiple fights. So it'll probably end up being something like 15, 20 million for 10 fights, like that kind of thing. That I'm totally fine with that. I think these guys are way overpaid.
Didn't they say one fight for 15 million?
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That's a.
Okay, if it's one fight, it doesn't make any sense. You just
Maybe they don't know. It might be more. It might be more than one. I would think.
Who said he was one fight? I haven't seen. I haven't heard Conor Benn talking.
But talking about it last time.
Somebody mentioned it. I haven't seen it.
That's what I heard. That's the rumor. Like no one really knows for sure.
I don't think that makes any sense though.
No,
I think it's multiple fights.
For one
Has to
fight,
be.
it's a pretty good amount of money.
I
And for a
think
guy like Conor Benn, because he's not big in the States at all. Like
No.
people probably really don't know.
What's
who the
his
fuck he
name?
is.
Dana White is pretty cheap, so I don't think it's gonna be one fight. It's gonna be a couple fights, 2 fights, maybe 3. I think 2.
I don't think he's cheap.
minimum.
He's just smart. He's not giving these guys these enormous paydays that would. I mean, look, boxing is on its last fucking legs. If it wasn't for Turkey, the sport be finished, done.
Oh, I'm not saying cheap as an overall cheap. I'm saying cheap as in like business sense. He like tries to get a loan.
Smart. I would
Yeah,
say
smart. Yeah, yeah. I guess you want to call. Yeah, the best way to put it is smart. But cheap. I guess I don't want to discredit him. Call him cheap. I just say like he gives the lowest possible good offer that you can give. Make sense?
What was it?
Yeah.
Foodie is, what did you say? Is Gypsy far up the
Far up the ass. I don't know why that came to my head. I'm like, I saw FUD. What the fuck? Oh my god. I mean, that's what I'll say. I mean, when I think of you, that's what I think of.
The other thing.
When you think of men, that's what you think of.
Wait a minute.
No.
The other
thing
thing.
you could say that to yourself when you look in the mirror.
Now this is going too far, you fellas. Now wait a minute. Now I was gonna say this. The man, where is it?
Sorry.
Hold on a second. I gotta look it up now. There was a video that I went. Okay, here we go. So Kellerman again. He's hot and cold. He's bipolar. He'll make a completely egregious call or comment, and then he'll make a good one. And I think this is a bit of a good one. But again, you never know with him. There's always an agenda. This is the clip that I mentioned in the last episode. Check out what he had to say about the fans. And I'm gonna play the video in one snippet, but just the audio for the moment. All right, check this out.
Let's hear this shit, Snit.
Something else, we keep talking about the point of view of the fighters, of the athletes, but it's really about the fans. That's what we're all here for. That's why this is here, because people will watch. And what I like best about what we've seen so far is you go into the night, some fight.
I don't know if I should play all of that because there's some music in the background there, but I want to show you now that just a snippet of the video. So you heard him say there, this is all really about the fans. And check out, I'm going to put it up on the screen here.
It really is, actually.
But check out Andre Ward, who is never about the fans. And in fact, he's one of those type of dudes that always pulls rank and goes, I'm a boxer, stay in your lane. Check out his reaction when Kellerman says that.
Of the athletes, but it's really about the fans. That's what we're.
Do you see how quickly he turned around towards him? Like he's looking away, and then when he says it's about the fans,
the fans. That's what we're all
like,
here
fuck
for.
The fans.
I mean,
like, fuck, dude.
More or less. And you see how he started leaning into him, like trying to crowd him a little bit. Check this out. See, he starts crowding him, like prison tactics.
That's like nervous energy. That's like nervous energy. He's kind of scared of Andre
Ward. Why is Andre Ward looking down? What's he looking at?
He's gonna whisper in his ear, BDA, and say, "Hey, if you say that shit again, I'm gonna fucking kill you."
I mean, possibly, right? You know what? I think he was getting ready.
Your brother.
I think he was getting ready to clinch him because that's his go-to move. That's his instinct, right? As soon as he feels like threatened or in trouble, he goes for the clinch and then the elbow and the headbutt.
Yeah, he's having flashbacks to that Kovalev shot.
He's like FUDA, motherfucker.
Do you think he disciplined Kellerman later on that night in bed? Like, motherfucker, did I tell you could talk? Yeah.
They said,
You're gonna fucking get sassy with me here, boy, huh?
tell them don't speak. Watch what you say. That makes me look bad, all right?
That's
Okay, I'm
right.
sorry, on.
Yeah, that was weird, man. But at least Kellerman is saying the right thing. Yeah, it is about defense. And I think do you guys think he might be? They told him to say that so that the Zuffa TKO product can differentiate itself from all the other brands.
That is what they're doing. I mean, this is one of the reasons boxing was dying is because it wasn't for the fans. It was all about the fighters. We were like dreaming about fights that should have happened years before. You know, that's not the UFC model. The UFC model is everything gets made when it's supposed to happen. So yeah, it is about the fans because that's how you bring in the big money. That's how you revitalize the sport. It's consistent. Boxing is not. We're like, when is that fucking like? Look right now, this Oscar De La Hoya Boots Ennis versus Ortiz. What the fuck's up with that? That shit already been made and happened. Like what? This is another one. They're gonna marinate it for another 10 years. It's stupid. This sport is not gonna survive like this. So
You're sounding a little bit low there, Fu, or is it just me?
man, let me see. It might be low.
See, that's
check,
the thing.
Check. Yeah, it's all the way in the
All right.
Let me see. Maybe the Discord is low.
You might be good. But yeah, that's what I was gonna say though. You were borrowing a lot of things from our show. You gotta borrow the volume too, man. You gotta borrow the volume. You gotta.
Come on.
Boost
Wait. Let me see. Hey, what's up, everybody?
Holy smokes! I mean, that sounds like you're recording an industrial album or something. But
exorcism.
I want to give
an exorcism.
Yeah, it's true. I wanted to give a big shout out to Chad Collins for his contribution with this.
Sounds like someone getting FUDA'd.
Oh, jeez. Shout out to Chad Collins for his contribution with the super chat. He says, I heard the offer was $15 million for one fight for Ben, and apparently they offered Shakur Stevenson $15 million for one fight. You see a pattern? He said paternity, but then he said the autocorrect screwed it up. So he says pattern, yeah. What do you guys think? Are they trying to angle Conor Benn versus Shakur Stevenson, or wouldn't it make more sense to do Conor Benn versus Ryan Garcia?
Man.
They might pivot to that.
Better fight.
That's one of the things they're going to do. Yep.
Better fight, Ryan Garcia and Conor Benn.
Much better fight, absolutely, for the fans.
Yeah.
Only question I have for Ben is, when was the last time he made 147? Is that going to hurt him?
He said 3 years ago when they were talking about him fighting Shakur, he was already making the excuses. That dude's just looking for a payday.
Stevenson was talking about fighting Ryan Garcia at 144.
Yeah, come on. What's that about, man? I mean, come on.
He wants advantage. He wants to drain him out.
Games, bro. You ain't nobody to be doing that.
Yeah, I think that's exactly. When it comes to the Shakur Stevensons of the world, never fight a guy that's a threat at his very best.
Never. That's the Floyd blueprint. That's how all those guys roll. Crawford, all of them.
Ben should fight at 147 or whatever fight he's going to fight at Zuffa, so at least to get ready for Ryan.
I'm still waiting for that super fight, Ben Shapiro versus Andrew Tate.
Ben Shapiro versus Andrew Tate. I mean, a debate probably, but
no.
Didn't he get beat up? Hey, didn't he get beat up recently?
Yeah.
The what's the fucking guy's name? The Matrix.
He got his ass. What would
got beat up by some influencer?
The dude was hitting him with the "You're going to jail now." He hit him with that the whole fight.
Dude, he was fighting in there like he just doesn't understand boxing. He was
neither of them, bro. That's what was funny, right? Because he's supposed to be some kind of champion or whatever.
That's what happens when you take the steroids and you think that's what's going to help you up in a fight.
Right.
He said he was
up, man.
He said he was ready to go down, but he toughed it out. And I'm thinking, well, he clinched it out. I don't know about toughing it out, but
that dude.
Yeah, that was terrible fight.
Dude, fighting wasn't all that good either. That guy was kind of horrible.
Oh, the other dude was horrible.
Ass, bro.
The other dude was total bum. Look, they were making out. That was fucking weird.
The knees, like he was, about to propose.
That was crazy. Yeah, that was fucking crazy.
They were both proposing at that night.
Turkey came out. He did that look.
But
the image.
So do you think Kellerman is saying that? Back to Kellerman real quick about him saying, "Well, it's about the fans. At the end of the day, it's about the fans."
Well, he's a mouthpiece. He's a mouthpiece, but I agree with him. I think that definitely is the intention, is to make these fights. Like when you see Andrew Ruiz go to Zuffa, he ain't gonna just sit on the bench. He's gonna fight, regardless of. Look, they're gonna say, if you're not fighting, bro, you're gone. They probably have it in the contract. They can cut you whenever they want. You're not gonna make that money.
Right.
Boxing doesn't have that power now. They just don't. The standard boxing is Zuffa. These guys are gonna fight. Like why give them that money if they're not gonna fight?
Yeah, no freebies. Yeah. Get your ass in the ring.
And the money's already there, right? It's not like in boxing where they have the opponent and boom, then they give you the money. They already got the money, right? Like it's like we're gonna pick your opponent. Obviously, it's not in their bank account yet. They have to have the fight, but it's already guaranteed.
Yeah, that's a good point, man. But I was just wondering if maybe Kellerman is being told to say that so that Zuffa TKO can differentiate itself from the rest of the promoters and say, see, guys, all those promoters have been business as usual, but we take care of the fans. As long as they start signing and promoting and pushing action fighters, then we'll be okay. But if you start going the same route of, well, we need the ass style fighter, the slick fighter, then it's going to be a problem.
Well, the goal is to create the best product when it comes to boxing. They have to. That's just it. Because there's no monopoly. You know, you look at MMA, there is no monopoly in MMA. The UFC just has the best product. It's really what it is. They get most of the best talent, and that's what these guys are going to aim to do.
But that's what I was trying to get to earlier, because people make, when we were talking about the Conor Benn situation, people get, especially MMA fans, they get defensive, like, well, no, MMA is better, blah blah. Look, MMA, there's a reason it was doing well in the 90s on pay-per-view. That's what I understand. And then, of course, came the dark ages where they took him off pay-per-view because of social pressure. And that's when they almost died. That's when the UFC almost died. But the fact that he was doing well before indicates that there's an appeal to it, that there's a demand for it. So both worlds can coexist. I mean, boxing's been around for over a century, and MMA's been around for about 30 years now, or thereabouts, 32. So, I mean, I don't see why there has to be a constant friction. And it's mostly, like people say on the Discord, it seems to be mostly from the MMA fans. Boxing fans
You know why? You know why MMA is down now as the boxing is above? Well, not down, but it's not as boxing is bigger, I should say, at the moment. Is because of I hate to say it, but Jake Paul and Turkey. Turkey is because of the millions, and Jake Paul because of the fan base he got of little children. I should say. And,
he draws in some eyeballs.
Yeah, that's the reason why I would say that for sure boxing's above MMA at the moment.
I don't know about that. I mean, I don't see a boxing card happening at the White House. The UFC is pretty fucking big. They might actually be bigger than boxing.
Nah,
and I think they probably are
still bigger at this moment, and it will get only bigger.
I mean,
MMA.
look, UFC wasn't getting dropped for network after network. Boxing was. Boxing didn't even have a home. They used to have HBO, and then they lost that. They lost Showtime. They lost ESPN. They're just getting dropped all over the place.
But at this moment, they got Turkey, so Turkey's
they got Turkey. Yeah, they're very lucky to have that.
I'm not saying you're wrong.
They got Turkey, but what do they? What's the other dish? Or like what's their mashed potatoes? What?
hopefully Shakur's mashed potatoes by the end of this year.
I'm not getting these analogies, but
they hopefully Tyson Fury makes a comeback, because you know why it's so important for that guy.
He's probably gonna get knocked out in his next fight.
You think so, man?
We can dream. We can dream.
The thing is, he's never been good.
Okay, all right. The reason why I'm saying is because heavyweight.
You're triggering Gypsy, man. I can hear his
I know. You're triggering me right now.
He's sweating and shit.
Oh God, I'm already sweating.
He's a decent low-level fighter.
Yeah, that's why he lost. He beat Usyk the second one and got robbed, huh?
Tyson Fury reminds me of
That's not true. No. Usyk schooled his ass twice.
I watched the second fight, man.
He lost.
If it was the other way around, I would tell you straight up. I don't think he won that fight.
He lost. Fight. Fury lost very, very clearly.
No. Fury won that fight, bro.
The second fight,
it doesn't matter. That's not here or there. Well, the reason why I'm saying is why it's so important is because the biggest draw is usually heavyweights, and if Fury can pull it off, or if not Fury, maybe Fabio Wardley. We were talking about the boxing world will be buzzing because of the heavyweight is.
Look, Fury's finished, bro. He's done.
I don't think he's finished. He's finished. Okay, we can hope for that shit.
He's food, bro. He's food. He's done.
Is he food? Yeah, he's not food. He's not food.
He already got exposed by Usyk. He's done. He's done.
I mean, he'd be great to get.
How are you gonna be exposed by a guy that fucking what's his name? What's that fucking guy? The guy that got knocked out AJ in 5 rounds. Daniel Dubois. Dubois goes in there last 5 rounds against Usyk, but Fury last 12 rounds and actually beat him. But some people we disagree with that. We'll say Usyk beat him. Okay, but he went 12 rounds with him. How can you be food at that point? That doesn't make sense. The only thing you can say is because of his age, and you can say
arming the whole time. That's why he didn't get knocked out.
Okay, you predicted a knockout.
Fury was stiff arming the entire fight, in illegal technique, and they let him do it.
So was Ryan against Barrios. Are we gonna go there now?
No, he wasn't. He wasn't stiff arming the way Fury was literally posting on this guy, not letting him hit him by putting his arm out and pushing, like holding him away.
They both did that shit.
You're not supposed to do that.
Well, the refs, that's never here or there. Ref has to be there to.
Fury after complaining about, making jokes about Usyk wearing his trunks up high. Didn't he come in both fights with his trunks up to his chest?
Yeah, he always does.
Yeah,
they're up to his nipples.
Maybe his balls are located a little too high up, bro. I don't know, man. Maybe that's a thing, little shady shit that boxers do. I mean, I think Usyk shit's pretty high up too. They're both pretty fucking high up. I mean, Usyk complains about body shots as low shots when they're not a lot of times. I mean, there's videos of that shit. You can look at it.
I mean, body shots on Fury are legal punches. I mean, ball shots. Do you think they're ball shots because they're under the belt? But that's his stomach.
Shot was illegal. I'm saying that there are a lot of shots that go to the body for Usyk, and he complains and it says it's low. I've seen it. It's straight up to the solar plexus, and he says like, "No, it's low. You're hitting me low." He just makes that argument all the time, bro. Like, come on, man. We know he's weak in the body, but I think at this point in time, he's stronger in the body because the second fight he came in with, I guess, a different type of training. So he was more ready for the body bombardment that he was gonna get. But from what I recall, the second fight there was not much body shots. There were more head hunting being done by Fury and more shoe shining done by Usyk to the body. Yes, you heard it, shoe shining.
That fight, second fight on the back foot getting smacked up. I remember that fight. Yeah.
No, wait a minute,
bro. The second fight, he looked like he got hurt just as much as he did in the first fight, Usyk. Yeah.
Those fights were not very good. They were basically almost mismatches. I mean, this guy lost. He got schooled.
Bro.
That dude got completely schooled in both fights.
You got to get your hate out of the way.
There's no hate. This guy Fury was never a great. He was never a great fighter. He was always an open hand slapper, who was a sloppy motherfucker, who was never great. He was a B-level guy at best. He was a B-level guy at best.
You know he's triggered right now.
He was there in a very weak generation of heavyweights. He fought a prime guy, a fucking guy from cruiserweight.
I rewatched the fight, man. I could only be wrong by 2 rounds, bro. I rewatched the fight.
This guy got slaughtered.
The first time I watched it, I gave it a draw. The second fight. The second time I watched it,
you like Fury.
Look, okay, AJ left 3-2 apparently, where AJ was about to score the draw too. Look at his scorecards, bro. I ain't fucking. Maybe you got different eyes. Do you like different things?
AJ, that's his countryman. That's who he is, and he wants to fight him.
His guts, man.
He wants to fight him. They know each other, dude. They know each other personally. They know each other.
They hate each other.
They used to train together. Those guys know each other. Why do you think Fury's been ducking him for a decade?
No, he didn't train him. Listen, man. This is what you don't get.
They trained together.
This is the storyline.
Those guys trained. No, I didn't hear it. It happened. It actually happened.
I know. Well, it happened.
They trained together, and AJ beat his ass. He beat his ass in training, and that's why he's been ducking him for a fucking decade.
Let me explain you what happened with it. So this is what happened. This dude, Fury, is known to, at that moment in time, he would go to the fucking gym. He would ask for
this guy's
anybody can whoop his ass. He'll give him Rolex. He'll give him a Rolex. You hear what I said?
If anybody can whoop him, a Rolex, my God.
I'll give him a Rolex. Yeah. If anybody can whoop him in the fucking ring. But at the same time, that is disgusting, yeah. Anyway.
For that second fight, 10 rounds to 2.
He pissed a lot in that water.
That's 10 rounds to 2 is only
10-2.
I wish we could like sit down together like a couch and I'm like watch together.
Whoa, what? Get into a couch under a blanket. You wanna get in a couch under a blanket, watch TV together with the guys. Is that what you're saying?
That's FUDA, man. That's not me. Anyways.
Now you're gonna turn it up. Now it's me though. Yeah. Now I'm the one. Come on now. You started out.
Not BDA. I didn't say BDA. I said FUDA.
Bullshit.
So
bullshit.
So what I'm. Bullshit, yeah. What happened was he gave him a little bit of good work.
Pull my hair and slap me across the face and call me a bitch.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Damn, that slut. Anyways, so when I was saying he gave him a little bit of good work to the body, the young AJ, and
why did this conversation become all about Fury? Come on,
because you mentioned about him getting
supposedly beat up. This is the millionth
He
time
got
we hear
beat
you
up.
talk
Come
about
on,
it.
he got his ass whooped. Get over
He
it.
keeps talking. Look, bro, he says that to everybody he thinks is solid. If he said that to Anderson, which is not really that solid, but that guy that got knocked out by the African dude.
Fury's
Anderson,
career is complete garbage.
Anderson, he said it about Moses Atama. He even said, "I don't want nothing to do with Moses Atama." Meanwhile, I'm hearing from Moses Atama's mouth that he's getting fucking schooled by
Moses
Fury.
might beat Fury.
Oh, yeah, I think, shit, I made a video. I said possibly he could make, but he got schooled a little bit in there when he was helping him out for the Usyk fight. So if you're going to sit there and tell me he's got no skill, he got all this nonsense, bro,
He's a B-level guy who they painted
he's
as
not
like
even
this
B,
as
bro.
hot shit.
Let's be honest.
All right. Listen. Can I have to interject? Excuse me. I have to interject because I think we've been at this for about 15 minutes and we've been here for 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring something up though that we haven't. I know this clip is from about almost 2 weeks ago, but I wanted to get your thoughts on it. This is when Shakur Stevenson went on the It Is What It Is podcast. I think that's what it's called. And they were actually bringing up the fact that why won't you fight Keyshawn Davis? Check this out.
How do you not fight somebody that's that close
Mace?
in weight?
Who is? Because I don't know who these guys are. Who
Is that Mace?
I've heard the name Mace.
The
so
rapper Mace.
Okay. That's what
that's Mace.
That's my understanding.
You know that guy wrote some of Biggie's biggest songs.
Is that right?
That he wrote the shit.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Stop.
He wrote it. Yeah, he did. They took it. He wrote some of the guy's biggest hits, and they robbed his ass. That's why they had him and Puffy had a fall.
All right. Let's stick to the subject here. Let's stick to the subject. This Biggie and Tupac and Lil Biggie.
Fatty, big fat gay.
Lil Tuchins. All right, let's Lil Torta. Remember Lil Torta? Anyway, let's.
They call him Biggie, because he's fat.
That is becoming an.
All right, sorry to interrupt, but what is that pink thing there? Is that caulk or what is that?
It looks like cock, doesn't it?
I don't know what it is. Hopefully it's not something. Hopefully it's not something from the Diddy parties. Is this guy associated with Diddy?
Oh yeah, of course he is.
Oh, okay.
He was there at the beginning, dude. He was there at the very. He made Diddy.
Oh boy.
He made him.
All right. Well, listen.
How do you made him though? I wonder how this ritual happened.
He had some of his biggest hits, and so he made all his big money.
That's true.
Somebody that's just like that close in weight. That is becoming an issue, like for real.
So I just know Shakur so much on a personal level to where it's like, I can't fight this dude. You know what I'm saying? You would never fight Cam
off a roof
in front of millions of people.
Cam fought me.
I can't just lube him up like I want to.
Does he use the word intimate?
I think at some point he has used it. Yeah.
Intimate of his body.
Where is that?
Man.
I
think you talking about different shit. We fought each other. We for no money.
Yeah.
I think one day he's gonna fight Shakur. I think he's gonna he's gonna destroy the shit out of fucking Shakur. I was gonna say some other shit that's gonna sound wrong. But these two guys, you can't use the word. You can't use the word F. The F word. You can't.
No.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah. With these two guys, you can't use it, man. So I'm just saying he's gonna beat him up. Yeah.
Wow.
Keyshawn's gonna fuck. He's gonna destroy fucking.
By the way, there's a.
I'm trying to say it, but yeah, I can't do it.
Then there was a tweet. Excuse me. Then there was a tweet here that I saw, in regards to those people pressing for Keyshawn Davis and Shakur Stevenson to fight. And this guy said, Mace and Cam are weirdos for clearly trying to divide and cause mischief between two black men that say they don't want to fight each other. Y'all don't do this with Pitbull and Canelo. Well, first of all, Pitbull and Canelo are in completely different weight classes.
What?
Also, I remember
stupid.
I remember Real Talk, who I often see him over at IBFP. He was here one time and he was debunking the whole Canelo said he'll never fight a Mexican thing. He actually pointed us to the video. I wish I could find it now. So, but again, even if that was true, that Canelo said I'll never fight any Mexicans, that's worthy of criticism. And same thing with these dudes. It's worthy of. You can't just say, hey, let me switch the subject up and start talking about Canelo and distract from the fact that these two guys don't want to fight each other. Abdullah Mason said it quite astutely. He said, look, as long as they're not my blood, they're all fair game.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, of course.
Yeah.
You should have said Pitbull and not Pitbull, Canelo and Benavidez. That would have made more sense.
Yeah, exactly. But why is this dude saying that these guys are weirdos for divide and cause mischief? I mean, come on, they want to see a boxing fight. It's not the end of the world. It's not like they are telling them, "Hey, go cheat
as a
on."
boxing fan, you want to see that fight, right? And these guys, like, they're not boxing fans. Obviously, it's like they're
yeah.
Shakura
trying to
and
make
Keyshawn are in the same weight class. Like that
Well,
should be a
he's
problem.
trying
There. These guys should force them to fight. Say, if you
Well,
don't
his-
fight, we're not gonna
It's
have you
gonna
here
happen,
anymore.
man. They're gonna throw a lot of money in front of them, and they're gonna dance. Dance for me, boy.
Oh, come on, wait a minute, wait. I gotta put up the disclaimer now. But hold on, Frank Bass wanted to say something.
Oh yeah, no, that comment that you have shown it, he's trying to make it a black-white thing. I think he's trying to say you just want to see black fighters beat each other. That's really what he's trying to say. So why don't you say that about the Mexican Latino fighters? But those guys fight all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah. You still haven't seen Keisha Davis, Tank Davis, Richard Hitchison, Shakir Twitterson. Am I missing anybody? All these guys have never fought anybody. Ryan's fought Tank. He's fought Haney. He's going after Shakira, right? Teofimo fought Loma and Shakur. But out of all those group, none of these guys have fought. We haven't had one fight between them.
Didn't they call it the Four Horsemen or something? Remember that?
The four whore.
Yeah.
The
The four whore.
Yeah, the 4 horse.
And
yeah, it's true, and they never fought. Wow, that's crazy.
It is
All
crazy.
bullshit.
IBFP made a video about that. IBFP made a video about that, about how all these dudes, Hitchens, Haney, Shakur Stevenson, and Tank Davis, I think even to a certain extent, they all grew up with each other or near each other. They're not fighting each other. They're talking and talking and talking, but they're not actually fighting each other. So,
And where's the backlash, right? Where the people are,
They're just
pressing these
dreaming.
guys.
They're doing
Pressing these guys.
fantasy-
They're saying,
fantasy
"Oh yeah,
fights.
on this talk show, oh yeah, why do
Keyshawn wants Hitchens.
Don't fight him."
Keyshawn wants Hitchens. He doeseshaun want Shakur for now, but he definitely wants Hitchens. Hitchens is scared of him for sure. Like he wants nothing to do with with the Shakur.
they should do it for the fans. That's right. That's Jean Pascal right there saying it quite. Right, getting to the crux of the issue. And then there was this, and they take this with a grain of salt, all right? I don't know who this guy is, Elite Too Real. He's got a blue check mark, but who doesn't nowadays, right? Now on Twitter. But he says, it has been revealed by a close personal source of mine, who is close to Keyshawn Davis' team, that Keyshawn Davis consistently outperforms Shakur Stevenson in sparring sessions. Due to the sparring film being leaked, Shakur Stevenson and Keyshawn Davis reportedly got into a heated argument earlier this morning for not posting the full sparring session. Rumor has it that if Keyshawn Davis defeats Stephen Haney and Shakur Stevenson defeats Ryan Garcia, they might fight. So first of all, who knows if that's all true? But see how he even this dude has to add the caveat that, well, first Keyshawn Davis has to fight Stephen Haney, and then Shakur Stevenson fights Ryan Garcia, and then they'll fight each other. Maybe. No, just fucking fight each other now. There's a demand for it. We're hardcore boxing fans, right? We want to see it.
I want to see them get. I want to see both guys get forced into retirement. Early retirement.
You know, this could all
just
be
for
a
the
rule
simple fact
just
that they're
to-
trying to dictate shit. Just get them out.
Right.
This could just be all the rules to see both of them standing, both 1 and 2 fight each other at the end after everyone else is beaten, so they could just make the most money out of it. They just somebody's like, okay, this is the amount of money I'm willing to pay Turkey for you guys to fight each other, and they finally admit and they finally fight each other. It's just gonna be a game plan.
Yep. You know what? That's actually pretty. Yeah, that's some of those are some of the similar theories that we've been hearing about this whole thing and this charade, because it is what it is. It's a charade, and it is a game. Also, Clarissa Shields recently won a fight in a rematch against a
terrible.
I don't want to be offensive or anything, but the woman she was fighting looked like a cafeteria worker or something. I mean, I don't. That's how low the competition is out there. That she has to fight this person whom she already beat again. I don't know if there was a demand.
The best female fighters in the world are MMA fighters. They're not boxers.
Yeah.
Or even bare knuckle, maybe.
No, the MMA fighters are the female MMA fighters at the top.
Clarissa Shields can't crack an egg, man.
She's trash. She's trash. She can't even punch. Her technique is garbage. Like she doesn't even know how to throw a punch.
And she's over here talking about how she can beat dudes up. Like
I'm the GOAT.
Look,
Yeah.
She wanted to fight Thurman.
I
No,
recognize
That
you say
Thurman
she
would lay
can't
her
crack
out
an egg,
in 2
man.
seconds.
Wait till she goes under her knees, you know. She'll see how much egg she be cracking.
Yeah, she knows how to crack those up.
Well, with Shields, she's big as fuck. She's like a big ass heifer, and she's even criticized. No, I'm being dead serious.
Uh-huh.
Even in her community and in their podcast, they criticize her because they're telling her, why don't you come down and wait? It's clear you're not disciplined.
She can't do it.
Yeah, does she have a kid? Does Clarissa have?
No, she doesn't. No kids.
No, because she just doesn't want to discipline herself. She doesn't want to come down and wait and fight the girls they want her to fight.
Yeah, I'm starting to think that rapper Papoose, I think he's using her because she's
what? Like what? How?
like
she's a pink
for
fame
attention.
Fame.
Like,
what fame?
Exactly. Yeah.
no,
I mean, she's not very famous.
he's trying to get like some type of attention for his like trying to come back to do rap. Because he used to be a rapper.
Right.
I mean, he might have just met her somewhere. I mean, she's a celebrity sort of.
I like those type of girls too, bro. Like, dude, bro, your taste is bad. Bro.
Yeah, horrible. No, it's true, man. He brings up a good point, and it's not just look outside appearances are one thing, but inside she appears to be horrible towards everybody. And check this out, because we got 2 pieces of news on her. This was before the actual fight, and she said, "The greatest woman of all time, spurt. Clarissa Shields is now calling the shots like Canelo." So she's saying that she's like Canelo, like she's a female version of Canelo. So. Then on top of that, there was a brouhaha, another brouhaha that everywhere she goes, trouble follows. Like her friend Crawford and Shakur Stevenson, there's always outside the ring shenanigans and fights and all that. So it's the same thing with her. And then I saw a video, somebody posted a tweet where Ryan Garcia was talking about, he was disparaging the LGBTQ community or whatever. And then Clarissa Shields said something along the lines of, "Oh, poor little guy is not getting enough attention after he won his championship, so now he has to be provocative." And I'm thinking, wait a minute, isn't this the same woman? First of all, plenty of people are talking about it. I saw a definite boost in interest in boxing after Ryan Garcia won. And isn't this the same woman who called into a show pretending to be somebody else to defend herself from the host?
That's hilarious.
I mean, you're just talking about...
She was like that?
How you going to do it like that?
How you gonna talk to Clarissa like that?
Yeah,
She's beautiful. She's beautiful. I mean, she is great.
Yeah, man. I mean,
that was so pathetic. That's like the most pathetic thing. That's what Floyd. Remember Floyd did that? I gotta call the bitch. I gotta call the bitch direct. And he called into that into a radio station. And the guys basically, dude, they made him look like an idiot. He was like, "But I make it look so easy."
Yeah, everybody.
Like, Floyd,
look, man. I think if she gets the Michael Jackson treatment.
Whoa!
Wait, what?
What the hell does that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean? What is
the Michael Jackson treatment?
We're gonna have to.
If she gets a little lighter, I'm saying.
Oh, come on! Now listen, we're gonna have to get you out of here, Gypsy, because you're talking about the small hats, and now I don't know what you're doing, man. I really don't know what you're doing.
What do you mean?
You're out of line, man. You're out of line.
Yeah, you're going crazy.
Yeah, you can't go on foodie.
Well, yeah, Clarissa Shields, she's complaining. I don't know. She seems to be jealous when it comes to
they
Ryan
all
Garcia.
are. All of them are, right? They all are, because they saw Ryan look great, and they're like, "Damn, I look like trash." I'm just hitting Tio with doink, right? That's all I'm doing. This lady's over here fucking punching out the lunch lady. I mean, this shit is just terrible. They're just all garbage.
The lunch lady.
It's just beating up the lunch lady.
Yeah, and when it comes to attention, I mean, if you look at Clarissa Shields, basically she's trying to promote her fight that she just had by having brawls during the press conference, during the weigh-ins. And, some might say, oh, that's just, it just happened out of nowhere, but it's not true. It's part of the promotion. Like, they want to sell that event by creating chaos and shit, so... Yeah.
They're really trying to make her mainstream. I mean, they even made a movie about her. And
oh, wow, did they?
Yeah, and it doesn't work.
That is a disgusting act.
She's not on that Ronda Rousey level, those kind of fighters.
Well, that's interesting how the media looks. I was listening to NPR one day, and don't ask me why I was listening to NPR, but I was doing something, I was listening to NPR, and then they go, up next, a story about adversity and redemption, blah, blah, blah. I'm thinking, what? They're talking about Clarissa Shields. And it's she's at home, and apparently her cousin or sister lives with her, and so do her kids, and she's talking to the kids, like she's scolding them, And I'm thinking, is this supposed to make her look good? Because it's making her look like, in other words, NPR could make her look good. But for some reason, because she fits all the check marks. She's an Afro-Anglo, a minority. She's a woman, and she's in a sport that's predominantly dominated by men. So like, ooh, she has to be good. They don't understand that because of those. Yeah, they don't understand that people hate her. People hate her. I mean, and I mean, calling into a show and pretending to be somebody else to defend yourself. The funniest thing was how she ended up breaking down in the middle of it and then it dropped the whole charade without realizing. Because you are besmirching my name. It's like, well, what happened with at least trying to keep up the character or something? It was ridiculous, man.
If she's a little bit less annoying when she talks, and
I thought you were gonna say something else.
Ego check. Let check her ego, and not say I can like beat up Thurman or something like that. Some ridiculous shit.
Didn't she say she could beat up Golovkin too?
She's built like Bernard Hopkins. My God.
Yeah, I mean that image you showed me. I didn't know which one was her, the left or the right. The basketball player.
Come on, a fool. Excuse me, Gypsy. You gotta go, man. Gypsy, you gotta go.
And I'm messing. I'm joking around. Obviously, she's a good-looking woman. Let's just say that much.
All right.
She would go at
Hey, look, man. Hey, what the bullshit? I'm being respectful here. It's me being respectful, okay?
Remember when she used to go at it with
delusional?
She used to go at it with Tank, and I'm like, bitch.
What do you mean by that?
You don't see Tank's record against women? He'll fucking
no.
beat the shit out of
Yeah, I know, right?
I don't know. She's pretty big compared to him. She got like 40 pounds on him.
Bro, are you serious, bro? Tank will destroy.
She got like 40 pounds on him of muscle. 40 pounds of muscle.
Oh,
I think,
stop it, F you, man. Stop it, bro.
I think she might have a wiener.
I know you don't. I know you may not like Tank right now, but Tank would knock her into another world.
I'm just saying. Like she's pretty big. She's a pretty big lady.
All Tank is
I
step
don't think
aside. She'll come in.
Did you see Tank's dance? The way he was dancing recently?
Tank will slip to the side and punch upwards, and she'll be out.
What's that supposed to be? Like some kind of fucking
me
ritual?
A few times, I'll go down, bro. Just let her I'll put my hands behind my back and I'll let her crack me a bunch of times.
You see her on that? She was on a podcast recently. She was punching guys in the stomach as hard as she could. She's trying to do her best impersonation of Ryan Garcia, and the dudes are like pretending that it hurt. They're like, ah! It was like you do for like you do for your kids. You put gloves on them. You're like, oh my God, you hurt me.
You think her husband pretends also in the bedroom?
Oh yeah.
Hey, fool, let me ask you, do you think you could take on Clarissa Shields in a street fight?
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right, there you
go. I wouldn't, but
Do you think you could beat Joe Rogan?
Oh, for sure.
Really?
No doubt about it. Yeah.
How tall are you?
5'11".
Okay, so you got a substantial margin in height against him, but he's got pretty good kicks, man. Wouldn't you think he
got
could?
fragile hands, though.
I mean, that's
FUTV's problem is fragile hands. He got fragile hands. That's the only problem.
I don't have fragile hands at all.
You told me that.
No, I don't.
Gypsy, do you think? Gypsy, do you subscribe to the notion that taller guys, leaner guys don't have chins, and maybe that's why Fu doesn't have a chin?
Oh my God! No, I don't have a fucking chin.
Yeah,
you guys just making all this shit up.
5'11".
Oh, I got a chin, man. I got a chin.
If your hands are weak, then your chin is weak as well.
Oh, okay.
Well, you just made that up. I don't have weak hands, you son of a.
We don't even have proof you could fight, man. Like
we don't have proof that you could fight. What the fuck? I don't want to fight Clarissa Shields. Come on.
Frank's got a reputation in the gyms over there in Cali, man. Don't get it twisted.
That's right.
Yeah, he's squeezing butts.
That's his reputation. He goes to the gym and squeezes asses.
He's like Michael Jordan over here. It's just ice. It's just ice in the shirt.
But I just feel like Fu fights like Boca. If you guys ever seen that guy's
God.
videos. I just got this feeling that's Fu's technique.
Yeah,
Fu, did you ever encounter Foca? I don't remember seeing you guys in the same.
I might have. What about him?
Well, I'm just saying. Did you ever? You probably did over at What Rapids. Now, before we go, because we do have to go. I'm gonna leave you with with this, because I don't think many people have seen Michael Rappaport. How he eats.
He's eating, huh?
Look at that. Okay, I don't know who that guy is.
Oh wait, is he eating? Who is that? Oh my God.
Hey, Fu, can you beat up Michael Rappaport?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I remember during the Corona thing, I was thinking of looking for him.
I don't know who that is, but I gotta check that out.
I really want to go find
that
him.
guy. Oh wow, yeah.
Who has anyone ever seen somebody, or have you maybe done this where you put the plate into you hold the plate with one hand, put it in your mouth, and then just shovel the food in with the fork or the spoon?
No. That dude is a dirty pig. I mean, you saw his herpes. I mean, like that sucks because now they got to throw that plate out.
Hey, look! There's a video where he explains his eating habits, his porcine eating habits. Let's see what he has to say.
Pig. That's what he is.
I'm gonna give guys like Michael Rappaport a pass when it comes to herpes. I mean, they don't really have a choice, right?
Oh, come on, recognize, man.
I mean, look. I mean, I really don't care much. I don't think Fury's a great fighter. I think he's just using boxing as his little piggy bank.
I mean, isn't everyone else?
No, he's not about legacy at all. Usyk is. Usyk is about legacy.
All right, hold on. You guys back to talking about Fury Usyk.
It's his fault. It's his fault.
I told him you want to make a bet. I didn't say anything about
bets. What are we doing? What are we doing here? What are we in the corner of the street here?
All I said was make a bet, and he said no. Okay, then.
Look, I'm just trying to see Michael Rappaport eat like a bird.
Yeah, we want to see him explain why he eats the way he does, like a fucking animal. Let's see what he has to say.
It's really how we eat at home.
Lauren, I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to address two things.
Look at that nose.
Drinking of the cup.
Two hands.
The reason why I was drinking
Is
the
he
cup
slurp it with his nose?
It is a TV show. It is a TV show. And as you know, Lauren, when you're in a TV show, you're wearing wardrobe that a wardrobe department gives you and approves. Earlier
Seems like an
morning,
alien.
I had spilled some of my water on my wardrobe.
This explanation is already too long. He should have just said, yeah, this is how I eat. I'm a weirdo. That's it.
Yeah,
So-
but he doesn't want to do that.
In order to protect my wardrobe, what there was no replacement of, I drank that cup that one time with two hands. I do not do that.
So he can't drink like a normal person, otherwise he starts slipping liquid all over his clothes. He drenches
drinks water like a baby. Babies do. They hold a cup with both hands.
This dude is something else, man.
What I tell you,
He eats like a baby.
He's got a 5-year-old fucking mind, man.
He does.
He does. That's what babies do. They hold cups with like two hands.
Look at his face. Look at his face, man. Imagine you're walking down Brooklyn one night and this is coming at you like. Ugh.
It looks like Ivan Ooze. You ever seen the
this is
Power
what
Rangers movie?
No.
You know what they say? You are what you eat. He keeps, the baby's missing.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh,
that's anti-Semitic right there, man. That's anti-Semitic right there.
That's
Is
not
it?
kosher.
Yeah, you're pushing anti-Semitic tropes of bloodletting and all that. Come on, man. Not on this show.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me get the Bible.
Do you not know who owns YouTube? You son of a
Defend myself.
Yeah.
As far as the shoveling technique, the now iconic
shoveling
shoveling
technique.
technique, that is something that I do. Now, when I'm in
Disgusting.
public, I'm in a nice restaurant. I'm at the Four Seasons. I'm at a French restaurant in Paris.
Like, when has he ever been in a nice restaurant? I don't believe that. He's like, what? When I go to a 5-star Michelin restaurant, come on. He's never been anywhere near.
Wait, he's a dirty pig. He goes to like one of those, restaurants in New York City and probably eats like that.
Yeah, he goes to a buffet and then.
I'm beyond this. I mean, there's a lot of very expensive restaurants in New York City. That's all there is, and that's where he grew up.
Mm-hmm.
That's where he's from. So it's like old hat to him. Now he has to be a dirty slob.
Would you be surprised if you find him in the dumpster of one of those 5-star restaurants and he's just
I wouldn't. He's probably hanging out with those people the freegans, the people that eat garbage.
Right. He hangs out with
wow.
He hangs out with the people that come out of the sewers from Skip from New York. That's who he hangs out with.
You know that was near where I grew up. Those people that were the Jewish people that dug a hole.
Oh, really? Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I don't do the shoveling.
Don't get gypsy started, man. Don't get gypsy started on that.
Yeah,
I'm not saying anything. I'm trying to keep my mouth shut.
Please.
I mean, those people were standing up to all the lockdowns and shit.
That's true. That's true. You got to give him credit for that.
Those people stood up to that. They were like, "Go fuck yourself." They were they were on the street, just like we don't give a shit.
Yep, you got to give it to them. They stood tall and went on that one. That's how they're used to that.
They were the only ones. They were really the only ones in New York City doing it.
They stick together. That's for sure. All right. Well, listen. Speaking of sticking together, we gotta unstick. We gotta go. I gotta go grab a bite to eat, man. Been in here for about 3 hours. Yeah, 3 hours thereabouts. So we'll be back. The plan is we'll be back on the morrow, because I think Chief and I have to confirm with him when we're doing another historical show. So tune in for that one. Come on, tune in for that one.
Are we gonna unstick like your Playboy magazines?
First of all, at least I have Playboy magazines. You got Playgirl, Gypsy. So let's not get started with that.
Ooh.
But now listen, we do have to go. But shout out to all of you guys for joining us. Shout out to Gypsy. Shout out to Fu.
Salute.
Shout out to Bucho, Boxing with Frank Bay. Hey, Gypsy, I mean, not Gypsy. Sobers dropped out. What the hell? I think Gypsy drove him out, man. I think Gypsy was too intimidating for him. He couldn't handle TBS and Gypsy at the same time. That's 2-on-1.
Too much.
Frank has to jump in and help Sobers out. 2-on-2. Tag team. But yeah, don't forget to check out the Real Food TV. And no, he's not plagiarizing from BDA. He's playing tribute. He's paying tribute to the BDA.
I'm working on another one. It's going to be Fubiz.
Oh, man. I'm waiting for that one. Hey, try to recreate White Rapid too if you can.
Oh yeah, I was thinking of that. I was actually thinking of that, but I'm not into saying the N word all the time.
Okay, now you're spreading the stereotype that that's all they were doing over there. Come on.
Nah. I used to go on Repit's thing. I liked Repit.
There you go.
He was a nice guy.
Many people did.
Yeah. Maybe I'll do Repit's too. I think it was pretty funny. Do like the Hell in the Cell.
I like that. Yeah, when he did that, when people would start fighting each other, and then he would play the Hell in the Cell theme. Yeah, I think that's music that comes with. I think that's YouTube or StreamYard music.
Yeah.
That comes.
I just got to go watch the videos again, like analyze them.
There you go. And then once you do it, you'll be like, it didn't take that much time. Meanwhile, it took you like a half a day to do it.
No. I mean, I could throw it together pretty quick.
It took you a whole day and 2 Stewart's cups of coffee, extra large cups of coffee.
That thing I did, the what did they call it? Foodie. I made that in like an hour.
You gotta start. Listen, in your spare time, start doing some stuff for this show. How about that? What the hell was that? All right, well, listen. We gotta go. Shout out to Gypsy. Shout out to Real Food TV. Go check out his channel, The Real Food TV. Go check out Boxing with Frank Bay. That's Boxing with Frank Bay. It's no longer Frank's Wonderful Boxing Emporium. That's used to be the old name. But check out his channel. He just did a show yesterday. Quite entertaining, if you ask me. Same thing with Fu. And Gypsy has to get back on the saddle too with his channel. He used to do previews and all that. And he would wait until the weigh-in to watch both guys' glistening bodies before he made a determination and before he chose a winner. So make sure to go check out his channel.
The problem is they're not baby oiling enough.
Are you gonna go eat like Michael Rappaport right now?
Yeah, I'm gonna go eat. I was actually drinking sparkling water right now, and I was holding it with both hands. But I got big, meaty hands, so it didn't really work out. Big sausage fingers.
Hands.
Man's hands, that's what I got. But anyway, I don't even call them hands, I'll call them the mitts. But listen, we gotta go. Shout out to Frank, like I said, Bucho, Gypsy, Real Food TV. Recognize was here earlier as well. And
Michael Rappaport.
Michael Rappaport, why not? Yeah, Stalin, all the guys, all the gang. Like I said, shout out to everybody in the Discord who donated with the super chat, and everybody who's here listening and hitting the thumbs up button. Shout out to B. Oki. Okay. Jaime. Look at that photo, man. You guys can see it. Anyway, shout out to, well, actually, I can put it up here. Well, actually, we got a super chat before we go.
B. Oki, huh?
He's got like a Muslim, I don't know if it's Iranian.
What does that say?
What up? What's up? What's up? Rep it. What's up? Rep it. Shout out to Quickslot who says DEP El Señor de los Gallos. What's DEP stand for?
I don't want to even know.
Sounds like, it sounds dirty. What's that?
Yeah,
deep penetration, man. Everybody knows that.
No, that's
what?
No, what does the E stand for? You're talking out of your ass, Gypsy. Gypsy, he says it with such authority. You actually, for a second there, you think he knows what he's talking about. Then you realize, no, he's just making it up as he goes along. All right. So shout out to Quickslot for his contribution with the super chat. He says that the Lord of the Cocks is what he's saying in Spanish, but I don't know.
Oh my God.
Depp. Who's Depp? Is that somebody? Anyway, Quickslot, let us know just clarify for us what you're talking about. Descansa en paz. Oh, descansa en paz, of course. Rest in peace, he's saying. So rest in peace, that's Lord of the Cocks, he's saying. Oh, the Lord of the Roosters, not the Cocks. The Lord of the Roosters. So that was Rapid. People say he's fucking... oh, no, he's talking about El Mencho. I think he's talking about El Mencho. Mr. Pelavaca says fucking BDA. Well, don't listen. I've been on here for 3 hours. It's almost 11 p.m. Eastern time here. Don't expect me to keep up with everything, all the secret code that's going on here in the chat. Or like they say in the communities, the subliminals. That's what they call it. Instead of saying code, they call it subliminals. Anyway, shout out to Parukua, Mr. Pelavacas, Ralph Unreal. Who else was here? Lil Jazz A Live. He says, are y'all on Discord? We sure are. The link is in the description below. And if you can't find it, let us know in the comment section after the show's over, and we'll put it back up there. To Matador, Dark Hido, shout out to Dark Hido, one of the initiated. Langsbury, Rafael Garza, another one of the initiated. Chad Collins, shout out to him. George Zans, Bullboy, no, excuse me, Bulbous, Pancho Villa, and if I forgot JV, if I forgot anybody, because we gotta go